here we are, people, live. Seems like everything is working and everybody can be super happy because you see Patrick Leonard playing poker. You're welcome, everybody. So, there's a delay, like 5 minutes delay, right?
Sure. Hopefully.
Yeah. So, what you guys need to know that Patrick started to play here like 2, 3, like some hours.
Like 5 p.m. or something.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, some hours ago.
6 hours.
Yeah, six, huh? Yeah, so a while ago. So we were in the living room. Now we came to here to stream. And there are 6 more tables. So you can see how is the magic happening. So, okay. Let me ask a question as a start.
Okay.
Tell me your 10 favorite sauces.
10 favorite sauces. Oh well, that's a difficult one to start with. I think Bear's being somewhat ironic here. I'm well known in the Budapest poker community to not like sauce.
Yes.
Whenever I get burgers or steaks, I always plead for no sauce from the waitresses, but they don't usually oblige, and usually they just throw everything on. So it's
yeah.
So this tournament up here is actually a $1,000 tournament. It's the Thursday for real, and I was chip leader, but I've now dropped down in chips. I'm now 160 out of 273. But fortunately, the first hand I played, I have the nuts. So it's everyone. If you knock somebody out, you get $500. So basically, this is a hand where usually I wouldn't go all in, but I feel like if he has a hand like a 9 where usually he would fold, he's more likely to call, or maybe not 9, but if he has like a queen, like queen king, and I go all in here, he probably has to fold. But because he gets $500, if he knocks me out, he's more likely to gamble. So I'm just going to make a big over bet all in here, and I'd maybe do the same with some other hands too. Even if he has a hand like king queen or queen jack, and I have 2 pair, he can still maybe call, because every time he knocks me out, he gets an extra $500. So. But yeah, anyway, I won't interrupt you all. Just if there's something.
Oh no, please interrupt me. I think everybody wants it. So
unfortunately, he folds, so never mind.
Oh, yeah. So everybody can be super happy.
So yeah, going back to sauces, yeah, I'm not too fond of sauces. I don't know why. I'm an only child, so maybe I've just been spoilt when I was when I was growing up. But yeah, I don't like stuff on my food. I prefer things to be more plain, I guess.
Interesting. I was thinking that like we just made chicken wings in the last days, like the streamers know too.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of sauces, and I was thinking that I would bring you sauces, but instead
I would politely decline, unfortunately.
Instead, I thought that maybe I will bring you your favorite vanilla ice cream.
Oh, that's good. I usually run good when I have vanilla ice cream. So
yeah, and this is
pink. It looks pink to me, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's the same like Taiwanese hands.
Okay.
Because I asked them.
Nice. We go there tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, we go tomorrow there. It's the same. It has to be the same.
It's nice. It's nice. Tastes good.
Yeah. So instead of sauces, we have this. Yeah, tomorrow we're gonna go to Taiwanese. It's like in Budapest, a cool restaurant, and we usually have duck there. It's a thing. It's more like a poker thing. Yeah,
there's a lot of poker players just moved to Budapest. So I'm just looking. I don't have ice cream on my beard here. There's a lot of poker players who just moved to Budapest, and they are. Tomorrow we're going to all meet up together because they all come from France or Finland or wherever else. Ooh. So I'm going to try to make everyone come together, kind of thing. This is a similar spot too, like I spoke about previously. Usually when a guy from early position raises, he has a good hand. So if I re-raise with a hand like ace queen, it's likely that he's going to just fold a hand like ace jack or ace 10 suited or something. But because it's a bounty and I have less chips than him, when I raise, maybe he goes all in with a hand like just something crazy like 9-10 suited or king queen or something like this. So it's a good spot for me to try to go all in with. But sure, carry on.
Yeah. I don't know if 5 minutes already gone or not, if people can see us, but I hope yes. Well, maybe I could ask James if it's going or not, but probably it should.
Sure.
And yeah, also, we will see on the chat later if people are on. Like if you can you click here?
One second.
Okay.
Where do you want to click?
Just here. Yes, and it's perfect like this. So we will see people write us if you see us, type in the chat so we will know that everything is going fine.
Yeah, so we're playing on like a 5-minute delay here, so you can't just like play against me and see my cards. So,
yeah, it's not that cool streaming.
So if you're playing against me, don't try to cheat me.
Yeah, don't cheat.
So these two tables here are on a French site, French PokerStars. They have a series called Scoop.fr, Scoop.France. So these are just these 4 PokerStars. This tournament here is close to the money. I'm chip leader. 1 out of 20, 15 people get into the money. So I'm playing against the guy here. You can see he's got his iPad. So he's like a recreational player. He's playing maybe at home with his wife while she watches TV or something, rather than say this guy who's a professional player. So he's just like clicking random buttons, I would assume. And I have a hand here which I can't fold. I'm probably not good, but I can't fold this hand.
Let's hope.
And he has me beat, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's okay.
Cool.
So we're now 11th out of 20 and 15 get paid, so it's a little bit closer than previously. Yeah, I'm not using my own PC here, so I don't use a HUD. I have statistics on all the players, but because I'm using your PC, it doesn't have all of the data that I have. So I'm just guessing in some spots. But I mean, that's fine. We can just pretend that we don't know anybody, I guess, which is somewhat reasonable.
Yeah, people are starting to write in chat. Welcome, Patrick. And Hungarian Daniel says, "Gia pads."
Good luck. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure lots of my friends some of my friends will be here. Maybe they'll give me some steak. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I asked people on 2+2 on my 2+2 thread, what would they want to ask from you? And kind of a lot of people are curious for your success, the secret of your success.
Yeah, well, I guess the secret for most success in anything, like if you ask like an athlete, like Usain Bolt, he's obviously like naturally he's built like in a physique in a way where he's like way better to be a runner than other people in school and stuff like this. But it's not just about like how strong he is or how much natural talent he has. He's going to be the first one at the track running. Like he's going to be the one who's practicing most. It's the same in football. Like in England, most children play football when they're at school, and most of the guys who are like 10 or 11 who are really good, usually they don't become professional footballers because they don't work so hard, and everybody else wants to be a professional footballer too. And I think in poker it's kind of similar. Like there's not many jobs in the world where you don't get taxed and you can wake up whenever you want, you can go to bed whenever you want, you can take as much holidays as you want, and you can make like $1 million in 1 year. There's no jobs which do this. So for all like kids who are coming out of school who don't want to get a job, or for guys who like to play computer games or even PlayStation games, being a poker player is like kind of a desirable job. So usually I think if everyone wants to be the best, then you need to like try harder than everybody else. You can't just have like secrets, which because everything is accessible to everybody. There's all information. Like 6 or 7 years ago, there was maybe 10 guys who were better than everybody else. But then these guys started to make training videos and to teach other people how to play. So back in the day, it was easy to be the best just by knowing these secrets. But now everybody knows the secrets and everybody's helping each other, and there's so much information you can find on the internet. So I just think just from working harder than other people, like poker's kind of like in like a geeky way. It's like my own, like it's like my main interest or my only interest. So like when I wake up in the morning, like I'm thinking about poker. When I go to bed, I'm thinking about poker. Like when I finish my session now and I go home, and maybe on YouTube some people would watch like, I don't know, some kind of music concert or something, but maybe I'm like watching PokerTube for like watching hands from like famous people or something like this. So I just think I've just kind of made poker my life over like the last 5 years or so, and there's lots of stuff I regret. Like I wish I'd done different things when I was like 20, 21, 22, like being a little bit more balanced in life. But unfortunately in poker, like you can't have a balanced life and be the best in the world. I'm not saying I'm the best in the world, but you can't have a balanced life and be the best in the world. So if you want to be the best in the world, then unfortunately you have to just make poker your life. And I think, as we all know, poker's not going to be here for very long. Like if poker's not here in 2 years or 3 years, I don't want to look back now and remember myself like going to all these nightclubs every night instead of playing, because it's still easy to make a lot of money now. It's still easy to make a lot of money now, but it's very easy to not make money too. Like if I had a different approach, then I'm sure that I wouldn't make money and I wouldn't have any money. But I don't want to sound that like in an arrogant way or anything, but I just don't want to look back in like 2 or 3 years and regret things. So yeah, and I've been actually for the last 2 or 3 months I was kind of maybe slacking and I wasn't playing as much. So I got
when?
Maybe late last year, early this year, I wasn't playing so much, and I stopped playing. And
why?
I had some, I don't know, I was just like trying to be more balanced. Like my New Year's resolution was to not really put so much into poker and do other things, but it's kind of addictive to play poker. I don't know. It's like it is gambling, I guess, but it's just like it's something which the addiction isn't from like seeing a turn card or like seeing the cards come out or winning or losing. The addiction's kind of like outplaying my opponents. Like last week I was in Malta at a live tournament, and seeing all these people like that you play against every day, it's kind of inspirational to go home and then outplay them online. Like it's nice when you have respect from them and they think you're good, and it's just good. I don't know, my like kind of motivation to work hard every day is just because I want to beat the people I play against. This is like kind of an interesting spot here. This guy is he's playing on his iPad. We're on the bubble now, so like 15 people get paid, and there's 18 people left. And I have the hand here, which is probably good against him. He probably has a hand like Jack Queen or King Queen or something like that. He's quite an unpredictable player, so if I bet, he's very likely to just go all in with a hand like Queen Jack or something. And my ace high will be good, but I can't really call him because I don't have many outs if he has a 10. But because we're on the bubble now, I don't expect him to be too unpredictable. I expect him to maybe just call instead of raise, because maybe he wants to get into the money, because previously he had a really big stack and now he's like a short stack. So he does call, and previously he's been betting out with hands like a 10, so I'm not too concerned about the 10. It's actually a good card. When the 10 comes on the turn, it's actually less likely he has a 10, because let's just say there's 25 hands you could have with a 10. When the 10 comes on the turn, it means there's less chance he has a 10 and more chance he has a draw like Jack 9 or Jack Queen or something. So I'm actually going to check back the turn and probably call the river. This is a really bad river card because the hands which I was beating now beat me, and he bets. I have an option to go all in here to make him fold a hand like Jack Queen or like an 8 or something, but I don't really trust this kind of guy, so I'm just going to fold and keep my chips. I'm just going to bring the lobby up here so you can see how many people are left and stuff. So there's 18 people left here, and the shortest guy has 16, I have 76, and the guy who's first has 103,000. So the guy who's third, the one behind me, I have a lot more chips than him. So fortunately for me, the guy with 100,000, he's just moved to my table now. So I'm gonna have to play a little bit more tighter, because he can put me under pressure, because he knows I won't want to bust when I'm the second in chips. So yeah, I'm gonna have another scoop. This ice cream.
So you like it? Yeah, I know, because I asked in the restaurant which is the brand, and I went for it today.
Ah, nice. Which is the brand?
Cartador.
Cartador. Okay,
yeah,
nice.
Cartador. Yeah, like Thomas and Shane was with me when we went to search for it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, I appreciate the ice cream. It's a nice gesture.
Yeah, it was my idea.
I'm pretty sure Chicago Joey wouldn't have given me ice cream if I was in there today. So.
Yeah, I know the inside information, but I'm not afraid to use them.
Yeah. So yeah. The other tournaments here. This is a 109 turbo rebuy. First place in this tournament gets 10,000. So it's okay. And this tournament up here is the Thursday for real, and first place gets 60,000, but you also get half of that for who you knock out. So if you win this tournament, you get something like $80,000, which for a Thursday playing in your room or whatever is nice. I'm just going to call with ace 10 here. I have an option here. If the small blind goes all in, I will have to call, because I will get the $500 every time I knock him out. But he shouldn't go all in with 2 bad hands, because he knows that I'm going to call him with lots of hands. So if he has a hand like 7-8 or something, like a bad hand, he can't just go all in, because he knows I'm going to call him. So if he goes all in, he should have a good hand, but still, my hand is still going to have enough equity that every time I should be happy playing. When it checks to me here, I probably have the best hand. If he has this guy raised pre-flop, so if he has a pocket pair, like say pocket 7s or pocket 8s, even if he has a hand like pocket 4s, he's probably likely to bet the flop. And this guy in the big blind, he can just have any 2 cards kind of thing. So it feels like I have like a pocket pair, like big cards. I'm going to bet this flop, and hopefully they fold. But even if they call, I have the 10 of spades, so I can hit a flush. And if he has a hand like ace king with the ace of spades, he's probably going to just bet the flop himself. So when they both check to me, I'm pretty I'm just expecting them to fold, so that's good. In this tournament down here, I'm going to just call with king queen. I've been playing very aggressive, so I think if I re-raise here with king queen, maybe he bluffs me like 4 bets, and I don't want to raise my hand king queen and then have to fold when he's bluffing me. So so just simply I'm just going to call and maybe flop a king or a queen. If a king or queen comes, it feels like he's raising with like ace king or ace queen, and he would expect me to re-raise with these hands. So if if the board comes like king 4-6, maybe he's very, very aggressive, and I can call down against him. Sorry if I'm speaking too fast. There's just lots of
yeah. Let's hope the people understand perfectly. As I can see in the chat, people are asking about how long ago it started. We started at 11, like past 5 minutes, so not long ago.
And 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, 20 minutes ago. So it's totally fine for people who join us. And someone asked, what turn in bottom left?
Bottom left is a 33 rebuy. This is actually a really interesting spot here. The big blind here went all in, and the board is 6-6-5. Now, if he had a 6, it's very likely he would check because he wouldn't want to scare us off if we just have an ace or a king or something. So when he goes all in, it's very likely that he has a draw. There's spades out here like 7-8 or 8-9, these kind of hands. And when French fish calls, he could call with ace high or something. So I could make a small raise to like 9,200 or something and represent that I had a good hand. Because when I just call here in a small blind, it looks like I could have a trap because he has a short stack. So if I have aces or kings, maybe I call just hoping he goes all in. But I'm just going to fold just this one time. And he had a 5, and even against a 5, I have pretty good equity. The board, like when the 10 comes, another 10 could come and I could win.
And what do you think about the 4-5 off?
I think it's okay. In the big blind, he should call, and then when the board comes 6-6-5, like I was going to call with king queen, so I'm going to call with worse hands than what he went all in with. So he has to protect, I think. Yeah. So this tournament here, I'm 200th out of 2,000, and first place gets 12,000. This is like a small stakes tournament, but yeah, we have some hopes anyway. We're in the money now down here, so this is the first tournament that we cashed on the stream, and we're going to try to win the tournament now. So
this is pretty cool.
First place will get 2,500, which it's okay. It pays for some more ice cream tomorrow, I guess. And in this tournament here, I've made 1,500 in bounties. So when I've knocked people out, I get 500 each time, or 250 each time. So this was a $1,000 buy-in, but I've more than made up for my buy-in. So that's good.
I share on Twitter that we are on for the people.
Yeah, I think I did. I think I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What to go? Sure.
So what have you got to ask me?
Oh wow, there are a lot of different.
She has like 10 pages. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ask so few amount of them because we want to ask the perfect questions. But okay, so sure. I was talking with Luke too about like.
Luke Spalding.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, Luke is a like PLO guy who used to live in Budapest last year. He's a very good friend of ours, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna return like in 2 weeks probably.
He owes me a pair of sunglasses, so he can bring them back.
Sunglasses, okay.
Last year we went to a festival, and I'm not going to say the reasons why, but on the first day of the festival, Luke got kicked out of the festival.
That was so fun.
There's maybe like 15 of us who went to a festival in
I made made the accommodation for everybody.
Yeah, we stayed in like a big villa, and all the poker guys went together. But
it was cool.
On the first day, Luke was ejected from the festival because he's such a rascal, and
he was a bad boy.
So he had to wear out glasses, and he was wearing hats and stuff to disguise himself. That's pretty funny. And but yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, but yeah, Karen, sorry, Luke.
Yeah, so I was talking with him like what does he think, what are important topics and everything, and so also like obviously he like everybody wants to know what is your secret, because like you kind of started like when the games were already tough, like in 2009, 2010, right?
Well,
Well,
I mean, people now say that tournaments in 2013 were really soft. In 2013, people said that in 2012 it was really soft. In 2012, people said 2011 was really soft. So 2009 probably wasn't great. It's just it's just more kind of people get left behind. If you don't work hard, you get left behind. But I'm not so sure that the tournaments were tough in 2009. I don't know. But yeah, carry on.
Oh, okay.
My secret? I don't think there's a secret. I think it's just like experience. Like, for example, in this hand here with King Queen, when this guy had 4-5, just being in these spots like lots and lots and lots of times, you just kind of know which hands they're going to go all in with. which is really important because that's what poker's about. Poker's all about kind of understanding what other people have and then making a good decision because of it. Like sometimes you have to make a hero fold and sometimes you have to make a hero call. So you can't just guess. Like if everyone guessed, then it would just be, that would be a game of luck. But the reason why it's skill is because you can assign people on ranges. Like I can say, yeah, this guy probably has a draw. He probably has a good hand by the way he's played the hand. This hand here, this Seb guy, I'm not so sure what he's doing. I'm going to call the flop once and then see what happens on the turn. Turns are hard, so he could bluff me here, but I'm okay. I'm okay to be bluffed sometimes. When he checks back the turn, it's very unlikely that he has a hand with the king of hearts. If he had the king of hearts, he'd probably go all in. So I have two options here. I can either bluff all in and make him fold like the 10 of hearts or something like this. But even that, I don't really trust this guy so much. So I'm just going to check and hopefully he has a hand like queen 10 and I win. But I'm not so optimistic I win here. He has ace 2. This is the kind of hands I could make him fold. Here we have an interesting spot because if he knocks me out, he's going to get my bounty. So it's a kind of a tough spot. He doesn't just have to have a very big hand here. He could just have a terrible hand that he wants to take my $1,600 with. Because if he knocks me out now, he gets $1,600. So even if he has a hand like 10 jack, maybe he tries to gamble with me. But I don't know much about him, so I'm going to just go ahead and call. And if the flop comes ace or queen, then we'll play. 8-2-3, we can decide. If he bets small, maybe we call. And ace jack here, I bet the flop and he called. The turn came a king, I checked and he checked. The river's a 6, I check. It's more likely he has a hand like 9-10 or queen 10 or something than he has a king. The only kings he can really have are king queen with a backdoor flush draw. I block those. Well, no, I don't block those actually. But it's just maybe he bets the 10 with those hands. So I'm just going to call. I don't think I can fold here. And he has ace jack too, which is a good result. With ace queen here, I'm going to call. I'm getting 6-1, and I think I'm good enough at the time. If an ace or queen comes, maybe he bluffs those hands. This is a really good card on the turn, the queen, because if he has a flush draw now, he's likely to go all in. And if he has a hand like queen jack, he's likely to go all in, hopefully hoping I will call him with a hand like pocket 9s or pocket 10s because he wants my bounty. When he checks back the turn, it's actually pretty interesting because it looks like I have a hand like a trap. Like it looks like I have aces or kings and I was trapping him. So it's a pretty interesting spot here. If he has a hand like kings or aces, I expect him to keep betting. So it's a pretty interesting spot. I think I'm going to go all in, and maybe he just decides to call because of my bounty. Because yeah, he knows if he has a hand like pocket 9s, or maybe he has a hand like ace 10 that he was bluffing with. If I go all in, I could just have something like ace 4 or ace 5, or maybe I turn a hand like pocket 5s into a bluff or something. I'm not so sure. So I'm going to go ahead and go all in here, and hopefully he calls me with a worse hand.
Let's hope. Yeah.
And maybe he's trapping me with a hand like pocket 8s or pocket aces, but if he is, then he is. And this guy re-raises me. I'm just going to fold the king 7. Yeah. But I'm gonna take some time because if you fold straight away, it looks quite weak. Like it looks like, oh yeah, he's just folding. He's not trying to think about bluffing me or anything. But when I take like 30 seconds and then I fold, what he realizes then is I was thinking about fucking with him. Like I'm thinking about now like maybe going all in. So at least it's in the back of my mind that like I'm thinking about it. But if I like just instantly fold, then it feels like I'm just letting him go and I'm just gonna let him win. So next time if I raise, maybe he like has a hand like king 10. And if he thinks I'm really weak, maybe he re-raises me. But if he thinks I'm this kind of crazy aggressive guy that just wants to fuck with him, then maybe he just decides to fold because he's scared to play a big pot or something. This time here, this is really important because I have more chips than him. So I'm definitely going to try to go all in pre-flop, but I just have to decide if I'm going to re-raise and ask him to go all in pre-flop, or if I'm going to go all in and hopefully he calls me. I think I'm going to go ahead and raise. There's more chance that he goes all in with ace 10 than it is that he calls me with ace 10 if I go all in. So I want to give him some room to go crazy. So I'm going to make a quite big raise here, and yeah, there's lots of other stuff I could say about this hand, but it would be a little bit too in depth. So I'm just going to go.
We wouldn't mind. I'm pretty
sure.
It's
just it's like right? It's more kind of like poker's all about levels. So it's like he knows I know that he knows I know that he knows. So like. Level 1 players, like if you go to the casino, they think the first thing they think about is what is my hand, and then level 2 players think what is your hand, and then level 3 players may think what does he think my hand is, and then level 4 players may think what does he think I think his hand is. You know what I mean? So in this spot here, it's all about trying to get to the level where he is, which is like a really hard thing to do. Like there's really good poker players who can get to like level 10 or level 12 and they think he thinks, I think, he thinks, I think, he thinks. But it's really, the most important thing is to find out where other people are at. So there's some guys who will never get past level 2. And if you try to make them fold because you're on level 3, then they're never going to fold because they're still on level 2. So the most important thing is to try to assume like what level is this guy on and how can I get the most chips. This is an interesting hand here. I just turned trip 5s and this guy leads for pot. When he leaves for pot, he probably has a good hand. So we need to think what is the river size going to be. So if he bets 10 and I call, there's going to be 30 in the pot. And I'm going to have 50 behind. So he's probably not going to be able to go all in here, right? So what I'm going to do is min raise here. Because if I min raise, there's going to be 40, then there's going to be 50 in the pot. And then on the river, I can go all in. So I'm just going to go all in now and hopefully he calls me. If he has a 9, maybe he puts me on a flush draw. This is a $5 tournament. Unfortunately, he has a better 5. Which,
he had the other 5.
but I mean, it's just, it's somewhat unfortunate, but okay.
Yeah, it wasn't likely.
Yeah, so to Luke's question, I don't think there's like a secret. I think it's more just knowing, it's not one secret, it's known like every secret, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like if a guy's really good at maths, he doesn't just know like one like really complicated algebra thing. He knows like every single thing about maths. So like he knows his times tables. He knows his like 1 + 1, you know. But he also knows the in-depth stuff too. And in poker, it's really important to know the basic stuff and the kind of crazy stuff too. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I would say the secret from being good is by like getting as much information as possible and trying to use that information in every single spot. Shall I answer some questions from the chat?
Yeah, try to check some. Someone asked, what do you think are the best flops to c-bet?
The best flops to c-bet, it's kind of different. Like let's say I'm in this tournament here and I raise from this position. Let's say I raise from this position from under the gun. If I raise from this position, then the board is I'm gonna usually have high cards. So if the board is something like 5, 6, 7, I probably shouldn't c-bet 5, 6, 7 because I don't have hands like 8, 9 or 5, 6 or 6, 7 in my range. But if I raise from this position and he calls me from the big blind, he's going to have a range advantage, which means that he has more hands in his range that beat me than I have hands in my range that beat him. So he's going to have hands like 6, 7 and 7, 8 and stuff like this. Let's just see this pot here. This is a quite interesting spot. I raise ace jack suited and then the big chip leader calls me and then this guy goes all in. If the big chip leader had me beat, he would probably re-raise me here because if he has a hand like ace queen or ace king, he wants to put pressure on me. The one thing why I'm going to fold is because these two guys have short stacks. So if he has a really good hand like pocket aces, then there's a good chance that he tries to trap with pocket aces to try to get this guy to induce behind. So I'm just going to fold ace jack here. I have a big stack now. I'm 5 out of 13 nearly on the final table, so it's pretty close. If I had ace queen, I wouldn't fold, but ace jack, I'm going to let it go. And hopefully he was trapping me. Let's see if he calls or folds. He can also call with a hand like pocket 8s or pocket 9s that he called initially with pre-flop. He knows that when I tank for a long time, I probably have like ace jack or ace 10 or something. But yeah, let's go back to c-bet and flops. So if I raise from early position and the board is 5, 6, 7, this is not a board that I should c-bet very much with like ace king because it's very likely that the big blind has a hand which has hit the flop. But let's say that I raise from the button over here into the blinds, then it's more likely that I have a hand that has connected with the flop because I am going to raise with hands like 9, 8 and 10, 9 and 6, 7. So the best flops to c-bet, it's not like I can't just say, yeah, you should always when there's an ace out. You should always c-bet depending on your position at the table. So that's kind of what I would do. But one kind of rule I have, which is kind of like if the board has two cards between 8 and queen, so let's say the board is queen 9, 4, queen 8, 4, jack 9 deuce, jack 10, 6, 9, 8, 2, or ace 9, 8. These are kind of the boards which I will never c-bet when I don't have a good hand because these connect with people who call. Because when you raise and someone calls, usually they have a hand like king queen or queen 10 or queen jack, like some kind of suited high cards. So when the board has two cards between 8 and queen, it's kind of my rule that I won't c-bet these kind of boards. So
seems like a good rule.
Yeah, I have 4-3 here, which is like an interesting hand. I'm going to put some pressure on it and re-raise here. Basically, I'm going to call lots of hands, but the hands which are just not strong enough to call, like 4-3 or jack 6, these are the kind of hands I'm going to put some pressure on. We're getting close to the final table, and this is the first time that this guy has raised when I've been next to act. So even if he goes all in here, it's fine because, like I spoke about before, he's going to think that I'm fucking with him. So if I raise and then fold, he's going to know that, okay, this guy is trying to bluff me. So next time it folds to him and he has a hand like Jack 8, maybe he just folds because he's like, yeah, well, this guy raised last time with nothing. So when I raise there with the 4-3 offsuit, even if he goes all in, it's a good thing because he now knows I'm going to fuck with him. Now with pocket 7s here, it's very interesting. I can't ever fold. I can either go all in, or I can make it something like 7,000, then call in all in, or I can just call. Pocket 7s don't play great as a call, but we were quite deep for me to re-raise and then go all in. However, I am playing quite aggressive here. So I think I'm just going to free bet and then expect if he has a pocket pair like deuces just to go all in. So I'm going to make it quite large here, like I would do if I was bluffing. And if he goes all in, I'm not going to be happy. I really want him to fold now because there's 12 people left and I don't want to play a big pot. But if he does go all in, I mean, it's okay. I mean, he's going to have ace king, he's going to have ace queen, he's going to have king queen, these kind of hands. But when he folds, it's also great news because he's thinking, wow, this guy is really trying to fuck with me. He raised the last time, now he raised this hand. So it's nice that the whole table will be respecting me. Like you see here, he folded. If I didn't re-raise him last time, maybe he wouldn't have folded here. Maybe he would have tried to pinch the blinds. But because I've been aggressive and I've showed him, yeah, if you raise, I'm going to put pressure on you, it now makes him think, well, I can't raise and risk another 2,000 of my chips because this guy's going to fuck with me. Then I raise again and then the guys fold. So it's nice to have this image. We have a really nice spot here in the top left table. If I knock this guy out, I get 1,600 chips and he's gone all in. So I'm really happy about this. I'm going to go all in and try to knock him out. And now I have a big hand on the bottom of the table. So if they have something, maybe they play back at me. And with jacks, I'm going to be really happy. So this is a really important flop here. So if I win here, I'm going to win $1,600 and get a really big stack. And if I lose here, I don't lose any dollars because it's only the person who knocks the other person out. And I have 17,000 and he has 4,000. But he calls me with queen jack. That's great. We want no jack, 2 aces, no 9 or 10. That's great. So we get $1,600 there and we add it to our stack. So we get $800 into our account and $800 goes to our account. So that's a really good thing.
Sweet.
So we're doing well. We're in the money in the bottom left tournament and we have a nice stack. And here we have a nice stack with 32 out of 200. 72 get paid. And first place will get around about $90,000 when you take into account everything. So things are going good. Maybe I should come on this stream more often. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some lucky ice cream too.
Yeah, I mean everything, ice cream, stream. You know, I'm pretty sure you're very welcome here as often as you prefer.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and I just read a very good comment. I really like. Let me search it back. Someone said that I have to find it because it's just so good. People are pretty much typing. God is good. 184 says this guy accent is hot.
Yeah, I mean my accent is actually quite weird. Like I come from England, but I haven't lived in England for 7 years. So the people I've been speaking to for like the last 7 years have been mainly German. And Germans have this weird kind of different accent. And then like people in Hungary, like yourself, like you speak English, but like you have this kind of different English accent. So it kind of rubs off me as well. And all my other friends and stuff all come from America, Canada. I don't really have that many friends from England, actually. My friends are kind of from Finland or Scandinavia or something like this. This is another spot here where I have 6-3. I'm just going to look at what position he is at the table, on the table. So this hen's cop is 8th and there's 11 left. So it's very likely that he doesn't want to get knocked out when there's 8 left. So I'm going to continue putting pressure on him and make another raise from the big blind. And this is another hand where I would call a lot. Like if I have a hand like 7-6, I would call, but because it's just a little bit weak, I'm going to go ahead and re-raise and hopefully he folds. And like I said previously, even if he doesn't fold, that's good news because he still knows we're fucking with him. But he folds again, so I basically won like 4 or 5 pots here with no hands. Like I've had 6-3, 7-3, all these kind of 4-3 kind of hands. So this is kind of like the skill in poker. Like the luck is if I go all in and someone calls me and if I lose or win, that's luck, right? Like when I had, if this guy with Jack Queen beat me against my Ace Queen, that would be luck. He got lucky to beat me. But in all these hands where I've gone from 60,000 to 80,000, it's because of skill. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's not, I'm trying to, I know that probably sounds arrogant, but I'm just trying to explain for like, there's a lot of people who are watching who are not poker players, and I'm just trying to explain that there's a difference between winning with skill and winning with luck, you know? Yeah. In every tournament you have to have luck, but you have to have skill too if you want to be like a good player. With 7-2 here, I'm going to fold. I don't want to go too crazy. I want to show these guys, look, I'm not going to raise your blinds every time. I'm going to give it up. And with a bad hand here, I'm going to let it go.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's see some other comments. Someone asked, Pads, which softwares do you study your game? Isomizer, C, Roof?
Cognitive CV, yeah. We use different softwares, like I'm more kind of like, it sounds silly, but I'm more kind of a feel player. Like I understand what's going on at the tables. That's how I like, my edge comes from knowing what everybody else is thinking, or like knowing as close as possible to what everybody else is thinking. And that's where I get most of my edge from, and from playing with dynamics. But I obviously do use a lot of softwares too. I use I use Poker Tracker to, when I'm playing, to show me stats. And when I'm not playing, I use Poker Tracker to go back through tournaments. So let's take this tournament here, for example. I'm going to, after this tournament finishes, if I come second or something, I'm going to go back and look at the tournament and see what did I do good, what did I do bad, and then I can use this software to show me every single hand that I played, and then what did I do good. But not just what I did good, but I'm going to watch what the other players did and see what they did good, or maybe what they did bad. Like, most people don't play good, so if you can find out why they play bad, you can make a note. So let's say this guy plays bad for whatever reason. I can just say raises too little, or I can just post whatever in here after I've looked through the hand. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this note now just because I don't want to have a false note. But yeah, sure. With 2-5 here, I'm just going to fold. I mean, he's raising off a short stack, and every time they've raised my big blind, I've re-raised. So he can't raise my big blind with a bad hand here because he knows I'm probably going to re-raise, right? And he has a short stack, so he can't afford to waste chips. So I'm going to just fold the 5 deuce this time. But if I played tighter so far, maybe I would have went ahead and re-raised him. So
also you say that you do often that you check back the hands and like write like what the hell is, like
notes.
Yeah,
I do, yeah.
So that's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. I assume people are doing it, but I'm not sure.
I guess on higher levels it makes sense, because like on low levels
you don't play against the same people all the time, right?
But it's very smart, because I see that, like, as I see how you play, that you also look not just into the hand, you more like look also into the persons, like how deep is he in the tournament and everything. Like,
exactly, because you just have to always like put yourself into their situation. So he's sitting at his computer in Germany now, right? And there's 11 people left in the tournament, and he's going to be thinking about things. He's going to be thinking, okay, where am I going to come? How many people are left? How good is my stack? And everyone's going to be thinking the same thing, because I'm thinking a bit like myself too. I'm telling you, okay, we're in the money now. Okay, there's 11 people left. So you have to understand how everybody else is thinking, and then how he thinks other people are thinking. And if you can use all that to your advantage, then it's going to be good. Here with the S9, I'm just going to go ahead and fold.
Yeah, too many all-ins.
Too many bets,
yeah. Bets.
This is a hand here which is too pretty for me to bluff with. So if I re-raise here and he goes all in with ace-10 or ace-king, that's really bad news for me. So I'm just going to call and try to flop some spades. With ace-king here, I'm going to raise. You can see I'm raising a little bit bigger. They make it 2400, I'm making it 2666. So when I make it 24, if he wants to re-raise, maybe he makes it 7000. But when I make it 2666, he has to make it more expensive. So if he wants to bluff me, he's going to have to spend more money. Do you understand? But if they make it cheap for me to bluff, then my re-raises, my rebluffs are cheaper than theirs. So again, I'm going to make it 2666. And if they want to re-raise me, they're going to have to make it a little bit bigger. So yeah, with 5s here, I'm probably going to fold if anybody re-raises me. I'm not really loving life here. This guy is the chip leader, and every time I've raised, he's just folded.
Interesting.
But let's say that he re-raised me the very first time. So if he re-raised me the very first time, all of these other times I would have folded, because I'm thinking, okay, I have this crazy guy from Lithuania who wants to fuck with me, and he's the chip leader, and he wants to be the big guy. Let him be the big guy. I will get to the final table and come fourth or something. But he's just letting me push them all around. He's saying,
strange, right?
He's shown me too much respect. He's like, okay, this guy's crazy. I'm just going to let him run me over. But the first time someone raises and you're the big stack against the second big stack, your card's almost irrelevant, because you're not trying to win the hand. You're trying to win the battle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're trying to win the overall all-around battle. You're not trying to win the war or whatever. You're not trying to win. No, you're trying to win the war. You're not trying to win the battle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but don't you think that like it's not the best that he doesn't realize that he's the chip leader and he should be more aggressive?
He should, for sure. He should be aggressive. He should. And if you're watching, you should be aggressive. I'm not sure, but maybe, I don't know, maybe he just has really bad hands. But then you've seen my hands have been like 4-3, 5-2, 7-3. These are not good. I'm picking good spots, not good hands, and this is what he should be trying to
good spots
trying to do, I think.
Good spots, not good hands, important.
Yeah, the cards are irrelevant sometimes,
Yeah.
If you know what someone else has, it doesn't matter what you have. You can make them fold.
Yeah, I heard from others too that a lot of times the situation is more important than the hand itself.
Exactly. There's 10 people left now here, and 9 people get to the final table. So we really want to get to the final table, but everybody else really wants to get to the final table too, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to be going so crazy because everyone wants to get there. The shortest stack has 22,000. So there's one guy who's short who wants to kind of creep into the final table. And then these guys with 40,000, they want to get there too. And they can't take too many risks because there's one guy with 20 and they want to get there. And they know that if they fold and he folds, then they're more likely to get to the final table than they are. I know for some people that's like kind of a basic thing, but I guess there's different people watching who...
I think...
And with Ace Jack here, when he re-raises me, I'm really not loving life. If I had something like Ace 8, I would fold, or maybe King 10, but with Ace Jack, when it's just me and just him, it's just such a big hand that I'm going to have to go all in. Most people would be like, oh my god, this is a great spot, but I think this guy's pretty tight, so I'm going to go ahead and go all in, but it's not a nice spot. It's not as nice spot as it should seem like. But even if I lose, I'm still going to have 40,000, which is okay. So I'm going to go all in. And I can get lucky too. And he folds, so now he must think, wow, this guy is absolutely fucking crazy. You know, he's like, wow, he's just, every time I re-raise, he's re-raising. But I had a good hand here, so it doesn't matter that I had a good hand. I have to think, what is he thinking? And he's thinking, now this guy's crazy. So he's never going to re-raise me now without a good hand because he thinks that I'm just going to go crazy, you know? And maybe I am crazy sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
Maybe he's a crazy vanilla ice cream eater person.
Yeah, I have Ace King here, which is a good hand. I'm going to be trying to put lots of chips in the pot. This guy could go all in. He has $1,000, 750, 750, 1650, but he has more chips than me. So this is going to be interesting. They all fold. That's not a bad result. 4-5 suited here on the button. This guy's a short stack in the big blind. I'm just going to fold. Yeah. I'm going to raise my Ace 9 again. See, this is a higher stakes tournament. This is $90 and this is 1,000. So the guys in the 1,000, they're not going to let me push them about as much because they're going to be like, look, we're high stakes guys too. We're gonna battle with you, you know. But the $30 guys, it's a little bit different with these guys, you know. They're not playing high stakes for a certain reason. The high stakes guys are kind of...
There's a tiny difference between the two tables.
Yeah, but I get another raise through, so that's nice. And you can see my bounty here is 2, 3, 1, 2. I get jacks now. I've raised the last 2 hands, so everyone's going to be thinking I'm playing crazy. Maybe someone wants to gamble with me. We're on the final table now. We have shiny lights. So let's look at the final table. We're 5 out of 9. This guy's gone all in, which is great news. So this is for $1,000. We're going to try to beat him. And even if we lose here, we still have 17,000. And if we win, we have 28,000. So he has kings. We're going to need to get really lucky with the jack here. Jack of diamonds. So we have a diamond. Yeah, but I mean, it's okay. We still have 17,000. We're quite unlucky that he had kings because if he had like 9s or 8s or 7s or ace king, we would go all in too. But it's okay. I mean, we can't really complain how things have gone. Yeah. King queen here, we went all in. We have 10 big blinds or 11 big blinds, so we're just going to try to win an all in. And I'm going to raise on the first hand of the final table. Tell the guys that I want to be the table captain, kind of thing. Yeah. With pocket 8s here, we're going to go all in. And king queen, we need a king or queen. No, so we're out this one. Okay, cool. So pocket 8s here, we're going to go all in. There's nothing we can do here but go all in. We could re-raise again to like 2,800, but the difference with ace jack and the difference with pocket 8s is with ace jack, if I re-raise and he calls, I'm just going to raise here with the ace 8. I don't believe the guy. If we re-raise, he calls me, interesting. If we re-raise ace jack and he calls, then we can flop an ace or flop a jack and it's fine. But if we re-raise with pocket 8s, it's pretty hard to flop an 8 because there's only 2 8s left. I'm going to check back here with ace 8 on here. And if he bets river, it's actually pretty interesting. So we need to think like, what hands is he going to bet with here? If he had a 7, would he really play it this way? I'm not sure. There's a good chance he has a flush draw, like a hand like jack 10 of spades or king queen of spades or something like this. It's pretty. We need to think of our stack. We're gonna go to under 60,000. Right now we're in a good position, and there's a short stack here. But if we win, we're gonna go to over 100,000. And I just think that if I have over 100,000 in this tournament, I'm gonna have a good chance to win. And if I go down to 60, it's not too much of a difference. And I think he can definitely have some just like flush draws here. And I'm getting a good price. It's 16 to win 50. So I don't even have to be good very often. And if he had a 7, maybe he played it differently on the flop, or maybe played it differently on the river, different sizing. So I'm going to call and hopefully I win. But I'm not expecting to win. But because I don't need to win very often, it's fine. he had 4-8, so that was kind of a funky hand by him, but that's okay. Yeah. We can deal with that. We're gonna have to battle and try to get our chips back somehow.
Yeah, more interesting.
So,
there are some questions. Do you still offer the video package you made a while back?
No, I'm not really doing any coaching or videos anymore. I have a stable of guys who I stake to play, and these guys are. This is an interesting spot. I'm just going to think about this one with Pocket 8s. The thing is with Pocket 8s here is that this guy with 1600 chips, with 3500 chips, he's going to be playing really aggressive here because he has a big stack and he wants to call off some bounties and he wants to run the action. So it's a really interesting spot. I'm probably going to go all in because there's a lot of chips out there. My hand doesn't play so well. But calling could be an option too. I think just because he's raising way more often than he normally would be, I should go all in here. But again, it's a pretty close spot, so I'm just going to think for a couple of seconds. I have 30, 31, 32. I have almost 35 big blinds, which is a lot. But if I go all in with 8s here, maybe I don't think they will gamble with me with 7s. So I'm going to actually just call with Pocket 8s here. If I had Pocket 10s, I would definitely put more chips in the pot because they're more likely to gamble with like 8s or 9s. And this is a bad board for us, so we're just going to fold. But yeah, I'm not coaching. I'm not making any videos. This is the first time I've done anything like this in a long time, and I don't think I've ever done anything for tournaments. Like in the past, it was always cash games, but this is like the first time with tournaments that I've really done something. So
here on this very channel, you're welcome, people.
But
yeah, people are asking if it's you. Yes, it's him. What else? Do you still watch videos on Air.io, for example?
Run it once. No, I don't actually. I'm very good friends with the guys who run it once. So don't get me wrong. I really like the guys who run the whole thing. But I just think that a lot of the coaches don't give out all of their information, or they just. I just don't think it's the best way to learn. I think it's. I don't know. I don't really want to comment too much, but. There's definitely some good guys there, like Daniel Devoris, who makes videos there. I'd recommend watching his videos. They're very good. But for tournaments especially, I don't think there's anyone who makes videos for tournaments who are particularly great. But for the cash games, if I was still playing cash games, I'd watch the videos. But for tournaments, I don't think it's the best way to learn.
Someone is like, Pads, good luck, brother. How many table you have on PokerStars.fr?
Just the one. This is my one PokerStars.fr. I'll change the color maybe to red for the French.
Someone says this guy kills at Zoom.
I don't actually play Zoom anymore, so that's not correct. But sure, I mean, I enjoy to play, but I don't actually play so much of it anymore.
Someone asks, Pads, do you coaching? Like, do you do coaching?
No, I don't do coaching. I only coach the people who I stake. I don't do private. I don't do private coaching, unfortunately.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just very busy, and I want to give the guys who I coach enough time to themselves. If I was trying to make just money and I was coaching everybody, then I wouldn't have time to speak to the guys and who I do coach, and I'd rather speak to them and help them and develop them. And also, like, you have to look after yourselves and what to. Pocket 6s here is a very interesting spot. I'm going to raise and just call if the big blind goes all in. I have more chips than a lot of these guys, so I'm probably going to have to gamble against most of them, depending on their bounties. We're getting close to the money now, so we can't be too reckless. But I'm still gonna have to raise 6s. If I had a hand like Pocket 4s, I would just fold. But with 6s, it's just a little bit too strong to fold here. Juice just calls, which is kind of weird. I'm assuming he has big cards, like I said previously, like Queen King, Queen Jack, Jack 10. So if the board has 2 cards between 8 and Queen, like Queen 9-4, whatever, I'm just gonna go ahead and not bet. But when the ace comes, he shouldn't have too many aces, and I definitely do have aces when I raise. So this is a good board for me to bet. I'm going to bet enough so that he doesn't. I would bet if I had an ace, I'd bet 1800 too. So if he has a hand like ace queen, he's probably going to go all in pre-flop. Ace king definitely. So he's going to likely have a hand like king queen suited here. So I'm just going to go ahead and bet, and hopefully he folds. The pot's 6,000 and I have 13, so it's like half of my stack. When he calls, it's not great. He probably like has a hand maybe like ace jack offsuit, and I don't think I can make this hand fold. So I have 13,000 here, so I just want to preserve my stack size. So I don't think I should go ahead and do a crazy bluff. I'm just happy to just give up with the hand, and sometimes you've got to cut your losses kind of thing.
Let's see. Jacking off is here. Hi, Jacking off. I already told Your name is too funny, I told to everybody. Oh, yeah.
So he checks the turn and the river's a jack. It's pretty interesting because I think his range is usually going to be like a lot of ace jacks and ace tens. He could have a flush draw, but I assume he would just shove a flush draw on the flop. I wouldn't expect him to just call. I just don't think I can do anything but check here. I could go all in, but it's just a little bit too risky. He can also maybe have pocket aces or maybe pocket eights that he's slow playing. So I just have to give up here with sixes, and I hope he doesn't show me like pocket sevens. That would really suck, but I don't think he has that hand. So I'm just going to go and check, and maybe he has king queen of diamonds and just gives up. That would be really great, but I think he just shoves the flop if he has a hand like king queen of diamonds, to be honest. Because I'm going to bet this flop. Oh, he checks ace queen. Yeah, I mean that's a very bad check by him. I'm sorry if you're watching or something, but with ace queen here, I definitely think you should probably bet the river. I could just have a random ace, like ace five suited that I opened.
But at least you know that he's very like.
Well, no, he's not bad. I know he's a good player, so I think he just maybe made a mistake here, and it's not a huge mistake. But I just think he should probably bet, because if I have an ace, I'm not going to check the turn and then fold the river, I don't think. And if I have like ace king or ace queen, I'm going to keep betting myself because I want to get his bounty. So I think he probably misplayed that hand. But I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm not going to berate him or something.
Someone says, Wild Hungarian, this is a lot of information to take it at once. Are you understanding everything? Because I'm not. I mean,
who said that?
He's also a reg in my Evan.
Okay. Yeah, well, I apologize for saying too much, Emma. I mean, it's difficult because I know some people who are watching are professionals, some are not.
Yeah, but I think it's very good because it's very useful, and it's gonna be available on my channel and maybe on YouTube. And you can rewatch it.
And the thing is, when you don't understand a lot, you should often watch things like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Like I know when I was coming up and I was watching like Phil Galfond videos, I wouldn't understand what he was talking about when he was talking about blockers and stuff, but then I would watch the video 2, 3, 4 times and then try to pick up something from there. So.
Someone says that what I can tell Patrick, I loved his war message sent out to the horses we love, really for Sunday.
Wait, who said that?
Greg Noble here.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh, and the big dog pocket fives. I thought that's who it was, but couldn't see the name.
He was asking what my name was.
Okay.
Oh shit, I translated it.
Oh, no problem. Oh yeah. At least I have it in Hungary.
Yeah, I can make the tables bigger now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can still see, but.
Oh well, we shouldn't like see. The camera is here, so we should not really put anything.
I can make it like.
Maybe down.
Yeah.
Yeah. See now you can see it. Where is the? It can be bigger a bit, because it can come up until here.
All right, tell me when to stop.
Yeah.
Don't want to close the table.
No. Yeah, like see.
Nice. Yeah. Should be better.
Yes.
All right. So next question.
Okay. What's the best way to learn MTTs?
The best way to learn MTTs, I guess, it's just often if you go to a big tournament, like for example now I'm just going to go to. I heard some beep in there. I'm not sure where it's coming from.
I feel like that must like we have the beeps, or I don't know, and because of the delay, it's like.
So if you go to the tournaments now and you see, let me just do this. So I'm going to go to a tournament here, and I'm going to go to the 100 rebuy. So let's say I had no tables left now, and I can either go to bed and do something crazy or go out and party or whatever. You can just open the final table of the biggest tournament of the day. This is the 100 rebuy, and then there's some good players left. So let's say I have no tables left. I'm going to watch to see what these guys do. I know 8-10 of clubs is a very good player. So I'm going to see how much does he raise pre-flop. Does he make it 2x? Does he make it 2.5x? How much does he c-bet on the flop? Does he bet third pot? Does he bet quarter pot? And then I will see what he does, and then I'll ask myself, why does he do this? So he chooses to do something. He has to have a reason. He's not just clicking buttons. He's a professional poker player. So when he makes it 32,700, why is he making it 32,000? Why is he not making it 38,000? There's always a reason why good people do things, right? So he's deciding to do something, so he has to have a reason why he's doing it. So if you can try to work out the reason why he's doing something and why it's good, then this is kind of how you can improve by watching the better players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's, if you just look at your own game, like let's say that I raised to like 1700, and I look at it and I say, okay, I raised to 1700, that's fine, right? But now let's say that I don't know if that's good or if that's bad. I'm just saying, okay, that's 1700. But if I watch Toby and maybe Toby makes it 1900, then I can start asking, okay, is 1900 better than 1700, you know? So you shouldn't always just watch your own game. You should watch other players' games and see how you can learn from these guys too. So yeah, open up the biggest tournament which is left. Fortunately, this is a final table, so it's nice. I can even leave this tournament up, I don't know. Doesn't
I
change.
think it's good if it's on. So you say that it's pretty important to like kind of you learn how other people play and you kind of adjust, and that's why you're, I mean, not that's why, but it's also a big part of it, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And maybe these guys aren't watching you and seeing how you're playing, you know, but if you're watching him and then let's say I play against him on Sunday, I know how he plays on final tables because I've watched him today, you know.
Awesome.
So if I play against him on a high stakes final table on Sunday and I see that he re-raised under the gun with 7-8 offsuit, then when I'm under the gun and he free bets me and the stack sizes are similar, I'm going to know that he's going to be playing exploitatively and he's going to be playing too many hands from that position, which may be like a really, really good strategy. But maybe I noticed because I watched him, but maybe he wouldn't watch me and wouldn't see how I would adjust. These kind of little things, but yeah.
So it's kind of, we could say that you use all the information what is out there. That's also like,
yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff out there. If you don't use it, you're just wasting. You just,
Yeah.
why not? You know, like if there's 10 things out there and you only use 6, then you're wasting the 4 things which are there. You know what I mean?
yeah, I'm pretty sure very few percent of players do this, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, and these are not like. And these are not the secret. When people say what's your secret, my secret isn't that like you should always play ace-7 or you should always play when you have the ace of diamonds or something. The secrets are just like use everything which is out there, and they're not secrets. The whole thing is it's not secrets. It's all very public information. It's so accessible. All you need to do is find it yourself, you know?
Yeah, but these are very good ideas.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, let's see what we have. Someone says, King of Denmark. Hey, King of Denmark. He's also a reg. He usually asks if we play heads up for. So he says, oh, I thought it was the husband.
No, James would kill me.
Yeah. But he's nice and he brings ice cream.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
if you want a new ice cream.
James would be a great husband. I mean, he would be a great husband.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ghost of M helps to make clear things. He said she has a boyfriend who is currently not on the screen. Exactly. But do you want fresh ice cream?
No, it's good. It's good.
Because we have a big...
Yeah, maybe afterwards.
Okay.
Afterwards.
Okay.
Celebration. Hopefully we can have some celebration ice cream.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool.
We're not looking so good. In this tournament now we're 7th out of 9, so I'm just going to get the pay jumps up here for how much we can win. So 9th place gets $250 and first place gets $2,500. So we're going to try to get first, but we have to also respect the thing called ICM, which means we can't come 9th. We want to come kind of the top numbers.
Big Dog Pocket 5s. Oh, that's much better, or I could have just looked at the title. Anyway, good luck, sir.
I wish I could balk, but I can't balk. If I could balk, you can balk there to the big dog.
Oh, like bark.
You know how he does it?
Yeah. Check out.
You can try to do it.
Yeah, check out Big Dog Pocket 5s. Okay, so. Was it good? I feel the talent in me.
He has a funny stream.
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking that you're nice and you have funny stream. Yeah, I mean, I have dogs in the background, you know, like, yeah. Someone asked, I'm playing micro 180 man, 2.5 hours.
He's playing small stakes, micro 8 mans and stuff, and he says should he take like every spot that's just a little bit plus EV, or should he wait for like the really good spots? And it's a good question. I don't really know these 180 mans so well and like what kind of ROI you can have, but definitely like in the higher stakes tournaments, you should definitely like not just take a spot because you make a small amount of chips, because your edge on the whole field will be bigger. I think in the small stakes, you could maybe take like marginal spots early, because if you get a stack, then maybe you can exploit the tournament more. So maybe earlier on taking thinner edges, but I'm not so sure. I would be like lying if I said if I was given advice on small stakes or micro stakes MTTs, because I've never played them. I played cash games before I moved to kind of mid and high stakes MTTs, so I don't really know like what's an attainable ROI at these small stakes and how much of an edge and the rake and stuff like this. I just don't know the answer, so I would be lying. But I would assume you can still kind of pass up on some spots because the players are going to be pretty bad. Shout out to my friend B8 Chats here, playing on his iPad. He's Billy Chataway. He's a good player from the UK, and it shows not every player who plays on his iPad is bad. He's a good player. He's probably in a strip club or somewhere right now playing on his iPad. I'm not sure. So yeah, good luck to Billy.
Does he often play from his iPad or not?
I've never seen him play from his iPad before, so no, I don't think.
Maybe the internet is out and that's why, you know.
I think he's in. Yeah, possibly. It's a good backup.
Sense, yeah.
Pocket nines here. If he goes all in, I'm going to be very happy because he's going to go all in with under pairs, and if he has a hand like jacks or queens, he's more likely to raise and then hope we go all in. So when he raises here, I'm not loving life. I'm like, oh fuck my life, he's got a really big hand. But maybe he just has a hand like jack 4 that he doesn't want to go all in with because it's such a big risk. It's actually an interesting spot. I'm gonna go all in here with pocket nines. It's pretty tough. I could re-raise and then call off, but I think my hand looks weaker when I do it like this. So maybe he raise calls a hand like ace 8. But if if I re-raise to like 3,000, maybe he folds ace 8 because he knows I have such a big hand. So I'm just gonna go all in with nines. It's very close either way. I have a bounty opportunity here, so if I knock him out, I get $500. But queen 5, it just doesn't play good enough. If I had something like ace 9 or ace 8, then I would gamble. But with queen 5, it's just we can't gamble like this. He didn't snap call me here, which is really good because if he had a big hand, he would have called by now. With queen 5, we would have hit trips if we wanted to gamble against aces, which would have called too. But I mean, we can't be results orientated. We made a good decision, so that's good. There's 140 left and 72 get paid. So we're 102nd, so we can't just fold to the money. We're going to have to be active. But something to look out for here is we have 2,312. These guys have 750, 750, 750, 750, and they have more chips than me. So if they knock me out, they get my 2,300. But if I knock them out, I get 750. So if I knock them out, it's not a great thing. 750, it's okay, don't get me wrong. But if they knock me out, they get almost 4 times more than I get. So they're going to be taking lots of gambles against me. So I can't bluff them. I can't play crazy. I'm just going to play really solid, steady poker now, and just hopefully I get some big cards and I beat them. But I can't play crazy now. So yeah.
Someone asked why you don't use a HUD, but because
I'm on Bear's computer now. I was using my laptop next door, but I couldn't show you guys the table from my laptop and stream, so I decided to just do it this way and play off the...
Yeah, so the reason is you guys, because he's super nice and he wanted to share how he plays and make you guys happy. That's why he doesn't use his HUD, which would be pretty helpful, but he's helping you guys.
Yeah, kind of like that, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why. But he's a boss like this too, you know, so...
Jack 9 here, I raise and he calls. When he calls here, he probably has a hand like King Queen or Queen 10 or something. So I'm actually not going to bet here. I'm going to check back and hopefully he puts me on Ace King. So let's say he has King Queen and I check back. It looks like I have an ace. So if the turn's a 9 or an 8 or 7, he's probably going to try to bluff me off my Ace King here. So I'm going to check back. And this is a really good card because if he does have King Queen or Ace Queen or Ace Jack or one of these kind of hands, it's likely that he's going to bet here. When he checks, it's pretty weird. I'm just going to start betting for value now. I don't want to give him a free card if he does have one of these hands. Maybe he has a 10, I can get value from this. Maybe pocket 8s, he puts me on Ace King. When he checks the turn and the flop, I'm going to bet now. I'm going to try to make my hand look like Ace King. Maybe he thinks I checked the flop and then I picked up some equity on the turn and I decide to bet. I think he's going to be suspicious if he has a hand like... If he has Queen 10 or King 10 or Ace 10, I don't think he's going to fold. And when he check calls the turn, it's likely he has a made hand rather than a draw, because he probably expects me to fold ace higher on the turn if he bets. So with my top pair here, I'm going to go for some thinnish value, but it's not too thin by any stretch of the imagination. I took a long time too. Maybe he thinks I'm thinking about bluffing or something like this. He folds, which it's okay. I mean, it's better than him going all in, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah. In this tournament, there's 500 people left, and first place gets 30,000 euros, so it's a good one to win as well.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Yeah, so we have a few nice ones going on.
Yeah. Cool. Wild Hungarian beers, bratwurst, I don't know what's burgers for the stream. Patrick, you are welcome to some. Thank you. I wish it would be here. Yeah. Okay. Is this real money or Facebook money?
This is real money. Yeah.
This is very real money. This is pretty real money.
This is, with my jack free here, it's just a little bit too weak to call. I'm getting very good price, 4 to win 16, and I'm closing the action. But if I had jack free suited, I would call. With jack free offsuit, I'm going to fold. Would have flopped the jack.
Someone asks, what games require more skills, MTTs, sit-and-goes, or cash games?
Well, they have different skill sets. So in cash games, you basically always have the same stack size. So you see here I have 20 big blinds. Here I have 40 big blinds. Here I have 25 big blinds. But before I had 100 big blinds, I had 60 big blinds, so I had 40 big blinds, whatever. So in tournaments, your stack is always changing, so you have to change to different things. So you have to be able to play with lots of chips, with not many chips, with like medium chips. But in cash games, you always have deep stacks. So everyone always has the same amount of chips, or normally they have around about the same amount of chips. So in a tournament here, the blinds may go up, and I may have 40 big blinds, and then the very next hand I may have 20 big blinds or 25 big blinds. And you need to realize this, and how your strategy is completely different with 25 big blinds to how it is with 40 big blinds. Yeah. So you need to be able to adjust and adapt more in MTTs. But in cash games, you need to be able to play more crazy bluffs and stuff like this. But in tournaments, it's more about playing very solid and very good. But I think it takes more skill because you have to adapt and adjust more often, kind of thing. This guy raised here to 1400. Now this guy here has 5000, so when he raises, he has a hand that he's going to call this guy all in with. So it means he doesn't have a hand like 7-2 or 7-4, which he's pinching the blinds with. He has a hand maybe like king queen or something like this. So I'm going to be a little bit wary because he's going to have a good hand. But I flop 5 of hearts, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
He checks. When he checks, it's actually not bad. He probably has a hand which is good but not great. So he's going to call me on the turn very often. So I'm going to make like a large bet here. If I bet 1500, maybe he folds the river. So I want to get one large street of value. And I think he's going to call me once very often and fold the river. So instead of betting like 1200 here or 1400 here, I've got ace king down here. So I'm going to go ahead and go all. This is very close. I can either go all in or re-raise and go all in. I'm going to go ahead and just go all in here. I could make it 13,000 then call, which would be reasonable. I've been beaten up on this guy. This is the guy I was like bluffing all the time previously. And if anyone could be aggressive here, it's probably me. So maybe I'm just going to re-raise and then call him if he goes all in. Maybe try to induce something. Like maybe he has a hand like ace 10 that he just folds when I go all in. But maybe he just thinks, fuck this guy, he's always bluffing me. Maybe he's been watching the stream and seen that I've been going crazy with rook 4 and jack 3. So I'm going to go ahead and make it 14,000, which looks really, really strong. But maybe I would bluff because it looks really strong too. So I'm just hoping that he loses his mind here. And when he folds, he also thinks, wow, this guy is really fucking going. Even with a short stack, he's going crazy. I get ace king again the next hand, which is great news. So we're going to... This guy limps. This guy's crazy. He's playing on his iPad. He's playing funky. He's playing 8-4. He's playing these crazy hands. So... we're going to try to put lots and lots of chips in the pot, and hopefully he decides to keep calling and we can flop an ace or something. Maybe Billy tries to take advantage of him because he's a good player and this is a bad player. He's trying to take advantage of the bad player. But he folds, which is really good news. I don't want to make it too small because I don't want him to call. I want him to call, but I want to charge him, right? If he's going to call, he's going to have to pay the full price. So I'm going to go just over 3x here. With ace jack here, I'm just going to call, and I would call any hand I would call with here. And hopefully the big blind doesn't go all in. This is a terrible board. 2 cards between jack and between queen and 8, like I said previously. Wow, we get very unlucky here with the ace jack against king 10, but that's fine. So this is a board which I'm not going to c-bet. I told you I would c-bet. If the board was jack 7-2, I would bet. Because it's jack 8, 2 cards between 8 and queen, I'm going to just go ahead and check back. Maybe turn a king on ace. Ace jack here, we're going to go all in. I have a huge bounty here in my head. They're going to be gambling with me so hard here. They're going to call me up ace 10, ace 9, jack queen, king jack. So with ace jack here, we're going to go all in. We're going to get called, and we need to hold. We need to win. This is for a lot of chips. Really important because we're going to need the money. We want to get into the money. He's going to gamble with ace 10 with all these crazy hands. The small blind here, if it folds, I mean, this is a good result. We add so many chips to our stack, but we want him to call us with king jack. Ace 4, that's great news. No, he flops a 4. He flops a 4. So I mean, we got really unlucky, but I mean, what can we do?
And do you think that was good from him?
Yeah, well, he has my 2,000 chips to gamble with, so I mean, this is kind of the look in poker, you know, like we knew kind of that he's going to call us with a bad hand, so we went in with a hand that we expected to get called with, and then he called, which he didn't do anything bad, and then he hits a 4 and gets lucky, he hits 20% or whatever it is. But I mean, that's fine. You have to accept the losses as well as the wins.
Yeah.
So I've had ace 4 there and beat ace jack before, which is fine. But it's sad when it happens in a big tournament. You want to kind of win these all-ins when you're playing a $1,000 tournament. You want to win the $100,000 or whatever it is for first place. But it's okay. I mean, I'm not going to moan. I'm not going to try to moan or cry or anything. I'm okay with it. Yeah. That's poker, and you've got to deal with those kind of things. If you play tournament poker, it happens every day, all day. So you get lucky, other people get lucky. Yeah. Next week maybe I get lucky. Who knows? So yeah, that's fine.
I mean, you have pretty good results, so
yeah, sure.
Yeah, like someone asked when I said that people can ask, how do you feel on Sundays when you wake up and you know that you're gonna win a bunch of money? You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of like. That's kind of yeah, I don't know.
Tough, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's yeah. I mean, the guy asked that, like, what do I feel like on a Sunday when I wake up and know I'm going to be richer by the end of the day? But yes, the kind of thing with Sunday, I just really love Sundays. Like, it's the most important day of the week. I haven't missed a Sunday in like over 1 year. Like, I just don't miss a Sunday. If someone's ill, if whatever, I'm just playing a Sunday. It's like the one day of the week which I prepare everything for. On Friday morning, I start to fix my sleeping schedule, so on Sunday everything's okay, you know? Oh, yeah. So I'm preparing like 2 days in advance, where other guys are like going out on Saturday night and they wake up at like 4 p.m. on a Sunday. I usually wake up at like midday on a Sunday, I get a massage, I go for a nice lunch or something. On a Sunday, it's like really important day for tournaments, because every tournament is like a million times bigger, and you need to prepare yourself. You need to be like an athlete, you know? Like I often say, like, if you have like an athlete, like a runner, if they don't turn up to the track hungover, they don't turn up to the track with like Converse shoes on, they come prepared, they come well rested, they come with good trainers, they come with a good drink. You know, they're not drinking beer when they're playing, you know, when they're running on the track, they're drinking sports drinks. And poker's the same. You need to treat it like a sport, like you're an athlete, and you need to be able to treat it like that, you know. Otherwise, by the time hour 5 comes, or hour, like if you start, say, 3 o'clock on a Sunday, by like 4 a.m., if you've gone out the night before, if you haven't ate well, if you're not rested well, then by 4 a.m. you're going to be falling asleep. But all the money comes at 4 a.m. because this is when the final table is. You play the final table at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And it's really important that you're not fatigued and that you're at full fitness. And so many times when I've played against people late in tournaments, they've always kind of been tilted by 4 a.m. They may play really well for the first few hours, but by the end, they're like just going crazy or whatever, you know?
So it seems like, yeah, I had a question about exactly the Sunday, because like we all know that Sunday is the big day. Yeah. And like, how is a Sunday look like how, but like from this we pretty much can know that like it's like the big day and you prepare for it like 2 days ago.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, a lot of people will think that's like way too much and it's geeky and stuff like that, but I mean, it's just I try to treat poker like a job, like I'm a professional, and if people have a problem with that or like they laugh at that, then I mean, that's their problem. I think it's not mine. So.
Yeah, but I don't think they do that, because like it's like you have very good results and like you take it super seriously and it's very working, and obviously like this is your job, so like it's good that you take it as your job, because this is your job. So I think this is the correct way to do as you do.
I think so too, obviously, but
so like on a Sunday you wake up like middays, like
it depends. If I've been playing on Saturday, usually I don't play on Saturday, I rest. But if I play on Saturday, I'll wake up when I need to wake up. I don't want to set my alarm and then wake up at like really early when I've only slept for 4 hours. It's important that you have like a good 8 hours sleep. So I never set an alarm on Sunday. I sleep, and then when I wake up, then I get prepared, you know. But I try to make sure on the Saturday that I'm not doing anything too crazy, and that I'm going to be well rested for the next day.
Yeah, because I heard that like it's important, like always the previous day's sleep will affect you on the next day. Like, you know, like exactly. like how much you slept on Saturday will affect your Sunday.
And this is usually my problem, because I play on Sunday till like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and then I'm really tired, so I sleep till like really late on Monday. Then it takes me to like Wednesday or Thursday to get back into a normal sleeping schedule. And then by that time, Friday's coming around and I'm fixing myself back for Sunday. So playing tournaments, it sounds like an easy job and everything's good, but it's actually pretty difficult.
Yeah, and you don't drink coffee, important.
No, I've never drank coffee in my life, no. Or any hot drink. pocket freeze here versus Billy. We're going to wish him good luck, but we're going to fold. Even if he has a hand like ace 10, we're just flipping, and he's going to have higher pairs quite often too. If I had a hand like pocket sevens here, I would be going all in, but freeze is just a little bit too low. So, but we've cashed for like, I don't know, 3,000 today, so we're in profit, and hopefully this tournament makes us a winner. Well, it will make us a winner, but hopefully we have enough to eat a nice ice cream tomorrow instead of a bad one.
Yeah.
I said the F word, yeah.
Where?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am.
He said the F word. I thought this was
Christian chat. Yeah, I mean, I apologize for my language, but I usually.
No, it's very fine.
Yeah.
It's very fine. It's just rolling. Okay. Yeah, 5 minutes is the layout, and hello Jim Carrey. He's like he has Jim Carrey as a picture, and he's in almost every single streaming, and he plays the whole session with me. He joins my tables. Like
nice. Does he beat you, or do you beat him?
Well, sometimes he beats, sometimes I beat him. Like we always try to make until the heads up.
Yeah.
That's
it's good.
Super cool. Yeah. So he's also here. He said I smell the shark here. Good senses. Yeah. So this is how Sunday kind of like, you wake up around noon.
Yeah.
And you go for a massage and go to eat. What do you eat? Like, is it important to eat something like not heavy so you will not be tired? Or?
I usually eat. I'm English, so I would like to have an English roast, like a roast dinner, like beef and Yorkshires and vegetables. But in Budapest, especially in summer, it's not easy to get this.
What is that?
It's Sunday roast. It's like Yorkshire. You know Yorkshire puddings? No, it's like.
No.
It's like beef, vegetables, gravy, peas, carrots, all this kind of stuff. You know, like a big. It's like kind of Hungarian too. It's like a big dinner of like meat and vegetables. You know.
That's good.
It's English roast. Yeah, it's It's relatively healthy and it's fine.
Yeah, it sounds healthy.
Yeah, so.
So you try to have a lunch like that?
I try, but in Budapest it's not so easy. So maybe I just have like I like duck. I eat duck a lot. Duck and vegetables or something. I don't know. Lamb. I usually have meat. I sometimes go to Vapiano and have pasta or something like this. I have pasta in the middle of the session. Maybe give me some energy. I don't know.
Like this. So you're fine with that. But you drink Red Bull or something, no?
Yeah. Well, from maybe tomorrow, I'm going to try to never drink like Red Bull or soda or sweets or anything like, or eat sweets. So I'm going to try to just be healthy, drinking like vitamin water, normal water, kind of having fruit rather than having all these crazy stuff. We have queens versus ace king here. We want no ace or king so we can move up the pay ladder. It's against our friend Tiago. Unfortunately, he's my good friend too. Tell him GG, bro. And yeah. So this is a hand here with ace 5 where we may want to steal the blinds. We have an ace, so it's unlikely that they have like an ace, like ace king or ace queen. But this guy here is so unpredictable. He's going to call with hands like 9-10 suited, and we don't want to play a flop with a hand that plays really poorly like ace 5. So we're just going to fold. Billy raises under the gun here off like a short stack, so he probably has a pretty good hand. And everyone folds. Everyone respects that he folded from this position. So that's nice. We have pocket 9s here, so we won't be folding. I'm going to raise, and then if anyone goes all in or re-raises, I'm going to go ahead and call it off. If I had a hand like pocket 6s here, I wouldn't raise call. I'd probably just fold. When I raise here, if I have a hand like, it's not nice when he calls. This guy's a fish though, so it's okay. He doesn't play so well, and he's been limping and stuff like this. This is a good flop, but I don't want to risk that an overcard comes. The pot's 16,000 and I have 45. I want to protect this pot. I want it to come. So I'm going to bet 7-7-7-7, and if he goes all in, I just have to call. I mean, I have an overpair. He could have pocket 8s, pocket 6s. And he calls. Turn is a 5, and this is not a nice spot because he's gonna. The one good thing is it's less likely that he has pocket 5s now. Like this is the free hands I'm worried about are pocket 5s, pocket 7s, and pocket 2s. When the 5 comes on the turn, it's very good because it's less likely he has pocket 5s, more likely he has a pocket hand like pocket 8s or pocket 6s. If he had jacks, queens, kings, or aces, he probably would re-raise me before the flop, but maybe he would trap me too. But when the pot's 32 and I have 38, and the short stacks have 36, I just have to go all in. If I win this pot, I'm going to have 70. I'm going to go back up to 4th. I'm going to overtake this guy. So I'm going to go all in, and hopefully he calls me. We want him to call after around about 15 seconds. If he snap calls me, it's disaster. But if he calls after 10 seconds, it's great news. So 10, 9. This is good news. When he doesn't call me, we're not beat. So it's good. It's good. And king 8 here, this would be a good spot to raise because maybe they think I'm tight and I'm under the gun and I don't want to risk. But this guy's just so crazy, I'm just going to go ahead and fold. But this is again me thinking like the crazy guy, you know. If you can be the crazy guy, then other people are going to play tight, you know what I mean? This guy only has 3 big blinds, 5 big blinds, so we're going to hope that he gets knocked out.
Can you just click here for a second because I should turn on the night bot. So it should work. Yeah, it should be fine, Nightbot. Join in your chat.
The guy's asking me about poker being dead in 2 years and am I doing anything to transition out of poker? I mean, I'm really interested in business, so like I'm starting to like slowly invest in some like startup companies and stuff like this. And
what kind of startup companies?
I have friends who like do like online marketing and stuff like this, who are like leaving jobs to do online marketing and they need like a bankroll. So like in poker, I stake people to do poker, right? So like I pay for them to play and then they give me the profits. So like what I thought about is I have friends who work in jobs where they're really smart but they're not making a lot of money, especially in places like Budapest. Like in Budapest, the average salary is really low and you have like some super intelligent people working in jobs where they're getting paid like no money for their skill set. So I'm trying to work with these guys and give them like opportunities to like, I'm not just like helping them, I want to make money from it too, but trying to find like intelligent, clever people, then work with them on different things. Like I opened a bar with my friend called Gabby, who's Argentinian. He was working in for IBM and he was a really clever guy and he was fixing the whole office and he was like, he was fixing everyone's problems. Everyone was really dumb and he was fixing everything. And he basically just wasn't getting paid much money at all, like relative to his skill set. And we spoke, and his previous job, he was working in Argentina running a bar. So what we did was we bought a bar together in Budapest and he runs the bar and he's doing a really good job at the bar. Like we've improved profits by like 300% or something crazy like this. And it's because he was really intelligent. I kind of found his skill set and then helped bankroll something, which he did as well, and to do something he's passionate about, because he doesn't want to like answer emails to guys who don't give a fuck about him, you know. He wants to work in a bar, like a service place where people are going to respect him and he can make money from it and make better money, you know. So and he can go home at night and be happy that he's made this really big difference. But when he's like working in the IBM or whatever, he's not satisfied. Like he's looking for other things to do. But now like I've kind of helped him find his place there, but he's making money for us too, so it's kind of like a mutually beneficial thing.
Just make it good. Okay, so now it should be fine. I got join.
Guys asked me, do I know any Polish regs? I know Dominic Panka, the guy who's been doing well recently. He came 3rd in Malta and he won the PCA. He's a good player. Of the Polish regs, I know the guy, this Dimitri, whatever he called, who won all the tournaments, Kalicia. I know him. I don't know too many Polish guys, though. I think the Polish guys keep themselves to themselves. Like the Finnish guys, they're friends with the English guys, the Swedish guys, the Canadians. Polish guys seem to just be friends with each other. This is like an unfortunate situation. Fives lost to ace 8. We would have moved up the money, but it's okay. I mean, we're now 65,000. We're 5 out of 8. We want to get first, though. We think that this table is not so good. The players are not so great, with the greatest respect. We think that we can maybe win this tournament. We're going to have to do really well because we have 60 and one guy has almost 200. But maybe we can do some moves and who knows what happens.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah, I think Panka had 10s, not jacks. If that's who you're talking about. But yeah, it was a very good fold. That was a very good fold.
Yeah. So like you have the bar and this guy who you talked about, like he is spending his all time there.
Not all time there. We have staff as well. We have like,
or what he does.
We have like 10 staff, but he's the one who's like doing the business stuff. So like he's looking at the stock control. He's looking at like the ways how we can improve the business. He's not looking at ways to serve beer, you know. He's looking at ways how, as a business, we can grow. Do you know what I mean? Like we're gonna make a room downstairs, like an escape room, and this is stuff that other people in Budapest
cool.
They're just happy especially in Eastern Europe, with the greatest respect. You have a lot of people who are kind of just happy to make the money that they're making. They're not looking to get like the most money possible. Like if they're making 20,000 euros, they think, wow, I'm in Hungary and I'm making 20,000 euros. This is great. The kind of guys I want to deal with is like, okay, I'm making 20,000 euros, but I can make 50,000, you know. So we have the opportunity because the competition is so weak in Eastern Europe. Like people are very just satisfied to take what they're given. I think if you're kind of trying to outcompete the competition, it shouldn't be too difficult because the level of the level is really low, you know, like everyone is quite incompetent, and
it's true.
So yeah,
it's good.
Quite card dead in this tournament here. It's 6 max, so the blinds go over quicker. Like here was 9 of us, so I pay the blinds once every 9 hands, the big blind. Here I pay the blinds once every 6 hands, so you need to pick up some good hands. I'm picking up 6 sevens and hands like this, so we're going down to 20 big blinds territory, which is a little bit difficult. 9-2 against the fish. This is quite interesting. Usually I would fold here, but just because this guy's so bad, I feel like if I can flop a big hand, I can get a lot of chips. He also has a lot of chips which I can take off him, so I'm going to call. We flop a flush draw, which is really good. And it's quite dangerous though. We have to look, we're 5th out of 8, so we don't want to bust. And he bets. We're going to just call, and we're going to expect him to check the turn if he doesn't have a king or queen. If a club comes on the turn, maybe we lead ourselves and bet. And on the turn here, I'm going to actually take a really long time and then check. Because if I just instantly check, he's going to think, okay, he has a flush draw, right? So if he has a queen, maybe he bets. If he has like pocket jacks or an 8, maybe he bets. But if I take a really long time here, maybe he's thinking, is this guy got a good hand? Is he thinking about the best way to play his hand? So I'm going to take a really long time here, then check. And then it's more likely that he checked and I can maybe hit a club on the river. Do you understand? So I'm just going to let it go down because he's thinking, wow, this guy's maybe going to do something crazy. I can't bet a queen because he doesn't want to bet a queen and me go all in, right? Because he has, if I bet 50,000, it's a lot of his stack to call. So I'm going to take a long time and then check. Wait till it goes down to like 32. And he's going to think I probably have maybe something funky. So I'm going to check. He's going to instantly bet now that I said that. Okay, so he checked. You see, he instantly checked. So when he instantly checked, he probably doesn't have something so great. Because if he had a really big hand, he would bet. So I'm assuming he has a hand like a queen maybe, or maybe just an ace, you know, like or maybe like an underpair. So I'm going to go ahead and bet. And I'm going to look at the stack sizes. So I want to bet enough so that I still have more than this guy here, the 42. So which is difficult, you know, because I can only bet 8,000 then. So now I have to think about the 26. I want to still have 30,000 at least when this happens. So I'm going to bet 18,000 and I'm still going to be not the short stack. He goes with 9-10, which is a little bit unlucky because if the 10 didn't come on the river, we would have been able to get him to fold. But it's unfortunate, I would say. Even a hand like 10, he can maybe fold a hand like a 10 because it looks like I have a queen or a king or a straight or something, you know. With a 10, he should probably fold, but I mean, we're not going to berate him or anything, that's fine. But now we go from being a good stack to being a short stack. So now we have to kind of, this is like the skill element from not being tilted. Like I could be like, oh, fuck this guy, how did he make such a fucking bad call? But I just have to be composed and understand what's happened has happened, and now think about how am I going to continue in this tournament, how am I going to make the best decisions, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting.
So yeah. But this is the guy we want to get the chips back off. Sepic call on his iPad. I mean, good luck to him. I'm happy that he does well.
But you don't know him, do you?
I think he's a recreational player. He's playing on his iPad and he's made some like questionable plays or whatever. Like we see in this hand here with if I went all in on the flop, he would have folded. I'm going to flush draw, but I didn't want to go all in at the time. I wanted to play a little bit lower variance.
Someone says would be nice. I'm gonna be working in Budapest to making €800. I think it's quite nice for a Hungary salary.
Yeah, 800 euros a month in Hungary is good, and I mean people will think, oh, that's really not a lot of money, but the living costs in Budapest are so low. Everything is so cheap. A beer is like less than €1 in my bar. Like everything is very cheap.
Yeah.
With A6 here, it's kind of awkward because I want to go all in because he's limped and there's so much money in the pot, but I just don't trust this guy to fold. He has so many chips. If I had Ace 10, I would go all in, but A6, I just don't trust the guy, so I'm going to go ahead and fold.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Sweets asks, why do I think poker will be dead in 2 years? I mean, I don't necessarily think poker will be dead in 2 years. I think poker will be tougher in 2 years. I think it'll be harder to make. It's harder to make money now than it was 2 years ago, and every year it gets more difficult. And the reason why is there's so much information out there. People are using more softwares. You can get tools which basically give you the right answer for every single decision. People are building bots which will be computers playing. You can't stop the computers, and they play GTO, which is game theory optimal. So they're going to be playing perfectly against you, and they have no emotion. And there's a lot of things like governments get very greedy. So like in France, it's impossible to play like cash games a lot of the time because the rake is so big. They've made a game basically too big. They've made the rake too big and they've made it unbeatable. So as governments get more greedy, as people get more greedy, it's going to be more difficult for people to play. This is interesting. The big stacks were playing against each other, but it wasn't too big of a pot. With queen 9 here, I'm just going to go ahead and fold. We're not a short stack, and it's just not as good a hand here.
Yeah. Oh, they ask why you are not using. He has a HUD, but he doesn't use his HUD now because he came to my laptop, so he can share with you guys his game. So he doesn't use his HUD now.
I'm gonna go all in here. I've just ordered 20 big blinds with A7. Usually I may not go all in because this guy's 11,000. Maybe he has a stronger hand when he's raising here, but he has 90,000 chips. So he has so many chips that he thinks, okay, I can risk 1,600 and let it go. My friend FaceTime me. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and go all in here. I'm chipping down. You know, I haven't had a good hand in a while. Okay, we're gonna need a 7. 7 from heaven. We're gonna need an 8. An 8 would work. A date with an 8. Unfortunately not. So we get knocked out of this one. We have our last hope in the 30 rebuy, the $90 one. So we'll make it bigger.
Yeah, it can be like that, yeah. I think.
So yeah, I mean.
Let's see for a second if it's. Yeah, it's on the right place. But the chat is.
I can move it down, this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the table can be bigger if you.
That's okay, it should be fine.
Okay, and we should click, sorry, just a second. Here. Okay, good. It can go back.
Sure. I mean, I can even move this onto the screen.
Yeah.
It's fine, right?
Yeah, it's perfect.
So if somebody watches it afterwards, they can see the questions we're speaking about. Its fall is pretty close here under the gun. I could actually raise fold here under the gun. It looks like a really nice, it looks like I'm really strong when I raise here. Because if I raise here, they're thinking, wow, he has 10 big blinds and he's raising. Under the gun, he has a big hand. But this Seba call guy is just playing every hand, so I'm going to just fold. The guy's asking, saying, is the level on PokerStars.fr softer than PokerStars.com? Yeah, a lot of guys, professional poker players from England, from Canada, from America, they can't play on PokerStars.fr. So the only players who are professionals who can play are people from Hungary, Finland, I don't know, France. So there's not too many professional players. Germany and French players in general like to gamble. They like to play funky or crazy or whatever. So it's nice to play against the French guys. Also, the tournaments are a little bit deeper. So in this tournament, you start with 3,000 chips, but in the French tournament, you always start with 10,000. So you have more chips to kind of maneuver and do some funky stuff with. Is this water?
Yes. Oh, you have, I think.
Oh, this is mine. Okay.
My glass is not here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's here. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, we were thinking about but basically you just answered what do you think? What's gonna happen with poker in 2 years? Online poker.
Well, I don't know. A lot of things in America, there's so many poker players in America that who are gamblers and stuff like this, you know. So these are the players we would really love to play against. So if they could come back into PokerStars, that would be fantastic. We could play against those. Billy's going to go all in here. I'm going to assume that the fish is going to call here because it's only 6 big blinds and he has fucking 200,000. So maybe he folds, but we want him to call. We want him to knock Billy out. But yeah, so he calls with such a bad hand, 6-8, you know. It's crazy. He's playing funky, crazy guy. This is why I don't want to raise a hand like ace-4, because maybe he calls with 6-8, you know, and if the board isn't an ace, I have to bet. Maybe he calls. So now this is really bad news because I'm the short stack. So now I have to play more gambly. When I'm 6 out of 8, we don't want to finish 8th. But now I'm 8th, I have 26 and he has 46. We want to take some more gambles to get some chips, and these guys don't want to lose chips either, right? They want to play. They want to play a little bit tighter. If he folds here, I'll be going all in from the small blind. I'll be pretty happy. He still has to call me with pretty good hands, and he's going to go down to 40,000 or whatever if I win. So Queen 7 is better than the average hand, and let's go all in. And we're going to hope that we win. We're not going to look at his cards if he calls, but he folds, so that's good news. So we get one back, so that's good news.
Yeah.
And Queen 8 on the button will be going all in again if it folds around to us. And the big blind here, he can't really call off very light, because if we win and he loses, then he's going to be down to 10,000 chips. So we want to go all in, and we're going to have to put a lot of pressure on him here. And if we win again, we're picking up 7,000 every time. So if they fold, we win 7,000. And if they call and we win, then we do okay too. So we're going to need a queen or an 8. Queen, 8. Okay. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. And were eliminated. But I mean, I don't regret any of the decisions. So, so afterwards, when I look at the tournament, hopefully everything will be. We'll feel good, but yeah, I mean, we can concentrate more on the questions than playing now, and
yeah, but I think like anyone who watch can learn so much.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, like I already learned, so like it's definitely worse, and I will definitely watch it back and try to learn.
Yeah.
So little Goliath, who already asked on the 2+2, we saw he asked. How did you get into poker, and which people did help the most in your game?
I went to like a different, when you're at school, you go to like college or high school kind of thing. And I went to college, and my friends all stayed in high school, and their kind of hobby was playing poker. So like the only times I could meet my friends from school, the guys who like I was best friends with or whatever, was like playing poker after college or after they finished school. So the only times we'd meet up would be, not always, but like the main like social activity where the friends came together was gonna be poker. So we'd meet up together and we'd play poker, and I was really bad. And the thing was I really liked it, and I really enjoyed it, and all these guys were way better than I was at the time because they were playing every day in school in the common room, and I was just playing like once a week, and I would slowly lose like 10 euros, 20 euros, 50 euros, whatever. But then as time got on, I got a little bit better, and I started being more passionate about it. I had one friend who was like my best friend. We went to university together and stuff, and we would play poker every day, and just for small amounts of money, and we would like watch poker after dark and high stakes poker and all this stuff.
After dark?
It was a TV show. It's called Poker After Dark. It was like a big thing back in the time, but before your time. And yeah, I mean, and I guess my friend who I did most of the stuff with was the guy who had the biggest influence initially, because if he didn't like it as much, then maybe I wouldn't have done it. Like if he wanted to do something else, then maybe I would have done something else too. So we kind of did this together, and then when we both left university, I went to work for a poker company, and he went to do more studies and stuff. So
he stopped caring about poker?
No, he still likes poker, but he didn't have the time to play poker, you know. But I was dedicating myself to it, and it was kind of the decision at the time, like either we do poker or we do some studying, you know. And
he studied.
He did studying, and I chose poker. But I mean, I'm not saying poker was the right thing for me to do, because so many people choose to do poker and they leave university and they don't make money, you know. Like only a small amount of people can make money from poker. And most people don't. So like if you're in university now, I wouldn't say like leave and be a poker player and try hard. I would just say like do your job, do your studies. It's definitely going to be the best thing to do. And I just got lucky in different spots. Like I was working for Poker Strategy, which was like a poker company. They had like 6 million members, and I was talking to like VIP poker players every day. And I could see like these guys were like 18 and 19, and they had like $1 million or whatever. And I could speak to them, and I understood what they did really well. Like I could say, yeah, this guy is rich and good at poker because he does this, this, and this. And then I could look at another guy and say, this guy is not rich because he does this, this, and this. You know what I mean? So I could speak to the really good players and then the really bad players, because I was on a forum helping manage this forum where they had the best players posting and the worst players. So I could see the bad things that they were doing and then the good things that they were doing, and I would try to eliminate the bad things that I was doing, which was similar to these guys. Then I would try to do the same things that the good players were doing. Do you know what I mean?
And what were those bad things?
Bad things was like not studying, like going out too much, like all of the stuff which I was kind of saying previously, like not dedicating your life to poker. The best guys, they were playing every day, they were working hard every day, they played more hands than everybody else. The bad players, they would play once a week, twice a week, and then they'd moan to me like, why didn't I win this month, you know? And I'd be like, well, you didn't really play much. The other guys, they never moaned, they understood that things would go bad, etc. And so yeah, and then people I spoke to, I mean, I was a friend with a guy called I'm From Sweden. He's like a popular guy on 2+2. He was playing like nosebleed stakes when he was like 15, and he had like a very popular blog on 2+2. He moved to Gibraltar in Spain, where I was living, and we spoke about poker a lot. But I wouldn't say there's many people who have like had a huge influence, like individual people. I've just really spoke to a lot of people. Like I was thinking the other day, like how many people could I name in poker? I could probably name like 2,000 people. I don't know, 2,000, like over 1,000 people I know who play poker, and I've spoke to about something about poker, like not just about hands, but like maybe about bankroll management or about the way they approach the game or the way I approach the game. I've probably spoke to over 1,000 people about this. But if I was staying at home and I didn't speak to anybody. Like, because I went to this poker company, it kind of helped me move out and speak to different people. But if you're sitting in your bedroom just playing in your mum's basement or something, then maybe you only speak to like 10 or 15 people, then it's hard to get loads of different information. I just tried to get as much information as possible, and then use that to kind of be the best player I could be, or whatever. And I mean, I still make like terrible mistakes now. Every time I play poker, I make a terrible mistake, you know. It's just learning from your mistakes, I guess, is the best. And I've played so much poker over the last 5 years that I've made so many mistakes that I've tried to just learn from the mistakes, you know. But if I didn't play, like if you play 4,000 hands and I play 5,000 hands, and we all learn, and if I learn from every mistake I make and you learn from every mistake you make, I'm going to make 1,000, in those 1,000 hands, I'm still going to make more mistakes than you are, so I'm going to learn more, because even if we both try just as hard to learn, if I play more than you do, then I'm going to have more material to learn from, do you know what I mean? So the most important thing is just to play. A lot of people just like spend a lot of time studying and a lot of time talking about poker and stuff, but the main thing is you just got to play, you know? Like I play 5 days a week, and I play for like 10 hours every day, whatever.
10 hours.
Or like up on a Sunday, maybe 15, I don't know.
But 10 hours just like
straight,
playing.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, if I was in an office working in a job 9 to 5, I mean, I'm working a lot of hours then too, you know.
Yeah, but like when you're in an office, you can go for lunch and
sure.
all these things.
Yeah, but in the office, you have to wake up at 8 a.m. and you have to be in the office for 9 o'clock. You're working when you're tired. When I work, I'm working when I'm like 100% great and I feel great and I've prepared well. Do you know what I mean?
And when is that time? Like after you wake up, what do you do? Like if you are like, okay, let's play poker.
Well, I wake up and I try to do something productive. I try to go outside. I've gone through periods in my life where it's been really bad, where I've just woken up and just started playing poker straight away. Because if I know that like you can treat everything in your hourly wage. Let's say that I think I make $250 every hour I play poker. Then if I spend an hour going to a restaurant, then you can think to yourself, I've just spent $250 going to this restaurant. I could have ordered takeaway, or I could have ate from the fridge. And for a long period of time, I was thinking to myself, wow, I'm wasting $250 every time I do something. If I go to the gym, it's costing me $250. If I ring my mum, it's costing me $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I speak to my parents every day and stuff like that. I'm quite good with that kind of stuff. But I was thinking, like, if I go out with my friends for a night, it's going to cost me $1,000. You know, but poker is like life. You do need balance as well. And I think I play poker when I'm most happy and when I'm in a really good state of mind, where I'm not thinking about different things, where like my whole mind is concentrated on poker. So I try to spend a couple of hours preparing for my session, just like
out walking.
Yeah, I go to the gym maybe, or maybe go to a restaurant with some friends, maybe go play football, maybe go to the bar, maybe do some business stuff. I think you don't want to wake up for the first 2 hours and think about poker straight away. But then when you're in it, you need to be really on top of it, you know. But if you wake up and think about poker like 60%, when you play you think 60%, and then when you finish you play 60%, you're only going to perform at 60%. But if I go and think 0% about poker, then I think 100% about poker, like I'm really on my game, then I'm going to play better. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. I used to be really bad at before sessions. I would just wake up, I would not even shower, I would just go put a hoodie on, get something from the fridge, and then start playing poker and start making money. But that's just not a good way to be, you know.
And how long ago was it?
Like up to this year, like a couple of months ago. And I got this mental coach, Elliot Rowe. I was doing like hypnotherapy with him. Like he would hypnotize me.
Really?
And we would like do sessions together where I would think of myself like if we're sitting here now and I'm playing poker, I would pretend I would be like behind myself watching me play, and like how proud I would be when I was playing great. Like I would look at myself and be like, wow, I did really well today, kind of thing. But then there's days where I play really bad. I'm like spewing, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Skype, I'm talking to whoever. And if I could look at myself doing this, it would like disgust myself, you know, like why am I doing this? I can check Facebook later, you know, I can check Skype later. If I check Facebook now or later, it's not going to change anything, you know. Or if I like watch a documentary now or watch a documentary later, it's not going to change anything positively. But if I focus 100% on poker, and if I'm like watching to see how this guy does on my if I play 20 tables or something, if one guy on my like 18th table is doing something crazy, but I have Facebook covering this, then I can lose something huge, because maybe maybe I raise and he re-raises me and I have say pocket tens, maybe I just fold, right?
Yeah.
But if I'm watching that he's playing crazy and then I go all in and beat him, then I may win a tournament just because I'm watching this. But how many times have I had Facebook open covering a table and I've missed some vital information, or I've not acted quickly enough, or something's happened and I just haven't given poker 100%, and I've probably lost like tens and tens of thousands of dollars just from not playing optimally, you know. So I try to look at myself and imagine I'm watching myself playing. and like would I be proud of myself doing what I'm doing? And it's difficult because it's poker. Like I'm saying, you play for 10 hours. It's difficult to play kind of
for 10 hours.
For 10
like
hours.
that.
I mean, it's hard to do, but.
And you don't do anything between, like you just make that 10 hours.
Yeah. Just play 10 hours. I have a break every 1 hour for 5 minutes.
Wow.
And I'll play. But I mean, this is what changes the good players from the great players, because the great players will not be distracted, and the good players could be great, but they do something wrong, and that's why they're good, you know. Or maybe they play low stakes and not high stakes because they only give poker 70%, you know. Because if you think about the guys who are like the best in the world, they're not like geniuses, you know. Like they're not like astronauts or like some huge intelligent guys. They're usually like regular guys who have a lot of kind of enthusiasm and a lot of drive and passion. Like in England, for example, let's say Toby Lewis before, or Jake Cody, like the PokerStars Pro. These guys are not like, with greatest of respect, I'm not trying to say I'm any different, but these are guys who like, they didn't go to university to be astronauts, and they were like kind of the guys in school who were like the cool kids rather than the geeks. They were the guys who maybe played football. They're maybe the guys now who like to go to the football matches and they like to drink beer and whatever. They're like very, very normal guys, but they're the best because they're so passionate and they're so kind of, they have such drive and they have so much competitiveness inside of them, you know what I mean? And these are kind of the guys you should look up to and want to be, kind of emulate them, you know? And I kind of want to be the guy that people look at and they say, I want to try as hard and do as well as he does. And if they look at me, I'm not super intelligent, you know, like I've got a lower IQ than not most people, I mean, but I've got a lower IQ than a lot of people, you know. I'm not like this super intelligent guy who can just wake up and do all these super mathematical things and work out all these stuff, you know. I'm the guy who just works hard, and I try to just do I try to maximize my potential, and as long as I can. I don't even care if I'm not the best player in the world. I care if I'm not the best player I can be. If I can be the best player I can be, then I mean, I can't be disappointed at that, because that's all I can be, you know.
And so, how long ago you have this mental coach? Because it seems like
maybe like 2 months ago.
And how often do you go to him?
I've only been twice so far, because I've been traveling and been playing these.
And so twice he hypnotized you?
Yeah.
And like
or maybe 3 times, I'm not sure, but like two.
And how
two
is
or 3
it?
times.
Like how he hypnotizes you, and like you start to play when he hypnotizes you?
No, it's like a separate session, so it's like a study session. So like we will talk about my issues for 30 minutes, and then for 30 minutes he'll hypnotize me, and I would just be lying down with my eyes closed, and he would talk to me, and we'll go to places together. Like we'll go to a beach or something and be relaxed, and then it goes from being like very calm to very aggressive. So maybe I'm at the beach very calm, and then he asks me to think of a time when I've been like very unhappy with myself and I've played very poorly, and then quickly I go from being like very happy and calm to realizing how bad I was in this spot. Do you know what I mean? And then like I see how disgusted I am at myself there and stuff like this. It's difficult to explain.
It's start to be emotional, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of just like there's a lot of things like let's say like yesterday I didn't play yesterday. Let's say I played yesterday, and in my last tournament I played 25 tournaments. And I made no money. In my last tournament, the first place was nothing. It was very small. So I could either sit here and play for 2 hours and really try hard to win this tournament, or I can get a hand like ace 10 and just go all in. And even though I know it's bad, do you know what I mean? Doing that would be really bad to do, you know. But I would just pretend that I forget about this. So the next day, I don't even remember this. 1 week later, I don't remember this. But then with him, I go back to these situations which are at the back of my head, but like I'm too proud to kind of accept and to admit, do you know what I mean? Because I don't want to sit down and think, okay, how bad was I yesterday? People don't like to do that, right?
Yeah.
So he's trying to help me get back to these places where I've been kind of acting poorly mentally, and it's really helping me, because then I don't want to go back to these places again. Next week, I don't want to tell him, because we have this very kind of honest and truthful relationship where I tell him everything and he will help me or whatever, but he'll only help me if I'm completely honest with him, right?
Yeah.
So I have to tell him in the next session, okay, yesterday I was really bad, I played terrible, I just punted the stack off, and then he will discipline me or whatever, or say whatever, you know. But if I want to go back the next week and tell him I played perfectly this week, I didn't tilt, I didn't spew, I didn't do whatever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah.
There are some questions. Pads, what is the situation with taxes and poker when moving to Hungary?
I have no idea. I mean, I'm English. My passport's English. My home address is in England. My parents live in England. I'm not really sure exactly what the legal reasons are. But I mean...
But you don't have to care about
I don't have to care too much. No, I think it's fine.
Yeah, so... Yeah, it's not a thing. Okay. So basically, this mental coach helps you a lot, and like kind of others can also learn from it, as you said. What things he says. I was also thinking that like I also have, you know, like some issues or fears or whatever, and I have a friend who knows things about this, and he also said like this hypnotizing. I mean, I cannot really imagine how he hypnotizes you.
It's basically hypnotism is basically just guided meditation. It's like, you know, meditation where you just sit down and meditate. But then you do it yourself. He's just guiding you to do what to help you. You know, that's all hypnotizing.
So it's not like in the movies that he's like.
It's over the internet. So.
Oh, okay.
He's in Vegas or New York or wherever he is.
Oh, so you don't have to look at anything.
No, my eyes are closed the whole time. I'm lying down. I'm comfortable in bed or whatever.
Okay, but it's very good. Okay, so let's go with some of my questions. Let's talk about that. Like, if I know well, you made a charity, right? Or something.
Well, we were thinking about doing charity, but the tax not tax, like the laws in Hungary are really difficult for that. Basically, in Hungary, there's lots of homeless people, and
with dogs.
With dogs, I'm a big dog person, but there's a lot of them. There's a lot of homeless people, and there's a law in Hungary that basically, like, if you split up with your wife, you have to pay something like a huge amount for each child that you have. So if you have 5 children and you split up with your wife, even if she doesn't have to pay anything, the guy has to pay like for each child he has to pay a huge amount. And because the salaries are so low in Hungary, it means that they definitely can't afford to pay rent because all their money is going to their kids. And these guys are nice guys. They want to give money to their kids. They're not trying to not give money to their kids. But it means that they end up going onto the streets, you know. So I've met so many people on the streets who are like super nice guys, and they've told me the situation. Lots of it will be bullshit, but I know that there's some good guys out there too. So what we wanted to do was kind of help these guys get a house, because housing is so small in Budapest. Like, I could put like 4 guys in a house for less than 500 euros a month, you know, and I could help them get jobs and help them get back on their feet. And also, because I'm a huge dog guy as well, a lot of these guys have dogs, and I mean, if someone's on the street and they choose to have a dog, I mean, they have to have something good inside them to have the dog. I mean, either they want company, which is fine, but some guys just are really nice guys and they're like helping these dogs and stuff like that. So I met these guys, and I helped these guys, took them food every day and stuff like this. And we wanted to do this whole charity and stuff, but it is difficult, you know. It's like the kind of thing I'm speaking about but not doing, which I would love to do. Like in the next however many months, I would love this to happen. But it's the kind of thing where I'm kind of sad to say that I've been like too busy to do it, which is kind of like a shameful thing to say, because I could just take one day and not play poker and do this. And this was kind of what I was doing previously. Like if I did this, it would cost me $1,000 or whatever, you know, just out of my time. But I mean, I don't care about that. So I'm glad that you said it. It kind of refreshed my mind, and I would like to do something about that. But I'm unfortunately I haven't done it so far, I guess.
Yeah, but I think the fact that you want to do it and thought about it and went after it, and you know, like it's pretty big. Like it's it's nice. Yeah, I mean, let's hope it will work out.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so also a question, like like if you imagine that you're 50, how do you see yourself? How do you picture yourself?
Hopefully rich.
I think that will be true.
Well, hopefully rich. Hopefully happy and then rich would be the thing. Hopefully living somewhere which is not rainy and windy.
So not in England?
Yeah, not in England for sure. I guess I would like to still play poker. I mean, it sounds silly, but I really do love the game. So I wouldn't like to be playing online or something. Maybe on Sundays. I'm not sure I'd still be able to miss.
Would like or wouldn't?
I would like to play on Sundays still. But I would also like to just travel around playing like tournaments, the World Series of Poker. Who knows? Poker may not be here by then. I want to be competent in business. So I'd like to do like have a lot of businesses by then, investing in stuff. Maybe something really successful is happening in one of these startups or something. I'm not sure. But I also like to get into politics as well. Like my parents both were politicians in like council,
really?
Or they were councillors when they were younger and stuff. But I guess my parents and myself became disillusioned with like British politics. There's no party who we thought we could stand for. When I was like a politician, it was like one of the things I wanted to be. And I think hopefully when I'm like 40 or so, I can go back into politics, or I can actually go into politics. And also maybe I'll be more educated then, because I'm enthusiastic about politics, but I'm sure there's like so much for me to understand and to learn. And basically I spend maybe like 5 hours a week like reading about politics or watching politics shows, and I'd like to kind of be somewhat involved in politics in some form or another when I'm older, I guess. But still playing poker. Maybe playing poker with politicians, I guess.
That could happen, I think. And so like family and all these things.
Yeah, family, everything.
Yeah, like the girl part also. I have to ask it.
Sure. Yeah, I would be happy. Yeah, I mean, it's not something which I'd like want to rush or something, but sure.
And yeah, I mean, I understand. And if you should choose a country, which country it would be?
Hopefully America, if poker was legal. Well, I mean, I'm saying if poker's legal, but God knows, like I probably online poker's probably gonna be so different by then. But I mean, somewhere in America, somewhere with good weather. I guess I don't know. I can't really think of where I'd like to settle down. Maybe somewhere which has got like a lot of very good professionals in, like somewhere like Vancouver in Canada would be good, but the weather's terrible.
So California.
Maybe like San Francisco. I'm not sure. I'm really unsure. So something now that I'm not too. Maybe like south of France as well. But I like busy cities as well. So I mean, it's really hard because I like a little bit of everything. So like a house in France and then living in the city somewhere would be like perfect, I guess. And.
Yeah, I think that could happen. Okay, and so like now it was I don't know how we say, like Fool's Day or
Thursday.
No, like the 1st of April.
April Fools. Okay.
Yeah. So like, what was the most interesting prop bet you ever
prop bet
you were involved in? Because I know that you guys has all these crazy bets all the time.
Yeah, I can't think now.
Or just some funny or big or something. Because
I mean, James's prop bet was the most famous. Your boyfriend's. I mean, that was big.
Like the 20,000.
I think it was more, right?
I don't know.
I think it was more. I thought 50, but maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, we do like to bet a lot. I mean, we used to have a basketball hoop in our house with like. Actually, the funniest one is like. I mean, you won't find it funny. I mean, guys will probably find it funny, but Adam Pickin, who's like this funny English guy who's just moved back to Budapest. He basically he played against us on FIFA, and which is a PlayStation game. And
yeah, I know.
But he wasn't allowed to be in the same room. So like he was playing from a different room, and against my friend. And I think my friend didn't score for like a long time, and it was like 50-1 or something like this. So that stands out to me. I actually remember at the time it was really funny, but it doesn't sound funny now. But at the time it was hilarious watching him from a different room, like trying to score when he couldn't see the TV. But yeah, we used to have a basketball hoop where we'd do like we'd bet all day on this basketball hoop. It was like a tiny hoop with a tiny ball, and I remember he got like a 100-1 shot or something once, which was really painful. But I can't think of so many. I don't know. We bet on everything, but nothing's so big. Like we bet like $100 to $1,000 like every day on something, but nothing is like something completely crazy, I guess. There was going to be one bet that I think it was that it wasn't. Well, I'd like to say it was that one of our friends could get married within a month.
Wow.
And he had to go out and find someone to get married.
For a stranger?
Well, he couldn't tell the person it was about, so he could go to like a childhood sweetheart and make her marry him, but there's more danger in that, because if he does that, then she's going to hate him for the rest of his life. So it was going to be like a stranger was going to be like the plus EV thing to do. So we spoke about this for a lot, and different strategies came out, but it wasn't so moral. It was kind of a nasty thing to do because you're using a woman for doing this. So
and what happened?
Eventually, it was unsuccessful or whatever. So
yeah, I mean, it would be horrible.
It would be. I was claiming it was really easy to do, and my friends were claiming it was really difficult to do. So I was like claiming that.
You think it's
I think if I wanted to get married in a month, I could get married in a month. But I mean,
really,
I don't mean of any woman.
But you cannot divorce.
You can divorce, sure, but I mean, it's not a nice thing to do, though, right?
Yeah, like it should be that okay, and I'm not gonna divorce for 10 years.
Yeah,
That would.
I mean, that would have to be a lot of money, but yeah, I mean.
And would you do it for a lot of money?
Well, the kind of woman who would marry you after 1 month isn't the kind of woman you'd want to spend 10 years with, you know.
Yeah. So probably you wouldn't, right?
No, well, I mean, I wouldn't do this for any amount of money now.
Yeah.
But some of my friends would, and they would.
For how much money you wanted to do it?
I think we were saying like 20,000 or something. But they could get divorced. But it was a really. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to come across as an idiot here or something. But like, it's not a nice thing to do. So this is why it didn't happen. But it was more like we were discussing the whole ins and outs of it. But yeah. And
so, like, about relationships, like, how do you feel a relationship affects a poker profession?
Yeah, I mean, you
have a relationship.
You definitely really have to have like someone who's understanding. Like, they definitely have to understand. But even for someone who's like very, 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 very understanding, understands everything, they're still going to be frustrated, you know. So like,
why?
Just because it's a kind of job where like, if you're gonna do poker well, then there's just gonna be times where you're gonna have to frustrate your partner, you know. So like, there's times where you're gonna go to Vegas for 2 months and they're not gonna see you